Welcome everybody to another Owen and Dirt's Pop Culture Radio Show. I am the beautiful Boston Brit in for Owen. He's at home with the kids. Across from me is the dirty Dirt McCoy.
Yes, sir.
We are also here with the beautiful Bushman Bushey.
Hey, hey, hey.
And we also have a special guest. Chris is in with us.
Chris Garbage, DU.
Chris Garbage D.
Declared Ungovernable.
Man, this is gonna be a great show.
So how is everybody doing today?
I'm doing awesome.
You want the real answer or the happy answer?
Whatever you want to give me. How about that?
I'm falling apart. Can I curse?
Yeah, you can say whatever the fuck
course.
you want.
I'm
We talk about
fucking-
cum every show.
Yeah,
I'm
in the first
fucking
segment.
falling apart.
I feel you.
My
bro.
body's falling apart, but I'm happy, so whatever.
I just always say I'm fine
Live
because
fast, die young, but I'm old, so that living fast caught up to me.
Bushman, how you been doing?
I'm fine. I mean, really his answer, but you know. But I always just say I'm fine because I don't want to put shit on people.
You don't bum people.
Until it all builds up so much, and I text Dirt 12 times, or call you.
That is true.
Luckily, I stopped dating again, so I haven't had to do that.
Dude, I'm telling you, the shit that I see on Facebook from people of my past and people that I know now, I'm like, why? Like, I have one girl that I went to high school with. Me and her got into a fight because supposedly my sneaker hit his ass, which meant I grabbed his ass. I'm sorry, but there were lockers above, lockers below. I just got back from gym, had sneakers. Sneakers went into his ass. He's in his locker.
Into his ass?
I'm about to say
my
that's
sneakers just
aggressive.
went-
Like all the way in his ass?
No. They just hit it, like tapped it. But so she wanted to fight me after school. Like, I'm coming back to my locker and she's like
It's
waiting.
her
There's
or her
a
boyfriend.
her boyfriend.
What? That's
She
She
thought-
shoe fucked
she
her
heard-
boyfriend and then
she heard that I grabbed his ass, and I was like, no.
So you
like,
pegged her boyfriend next to the lockers.
Exactly.
Okay.
And well, anyways, he broke up the fight. He she tried to pull my hair out. I was like, you're a Southie chick. I thought Southie chicks were something. You're nothing. Like, I made you bleed by
and
just
I can't
digging my
believe she
fucking
wanted to
nails
fight
in your-
you after that.
Exactly.
That's weird.
Anyways, but then we like made up on a cruise where she was really drunk and
You're
was
so
like, "We should be
non-confrontational.
friends now." Woo!
Yeah.
Now she's having so many problems. I don't even know what state she's in, but she's like posting every day. Oh yeah, you want me to fuck these people and like keep doing these drugs, and you don't want me to have any money to take care of my kids. And I'm like, why are you posting this every like hour?
Yeah, there is no shame. We've 100% gotten away from shame because it's all been labeled bullying or downing on someone, and I think we need to bring shame back a little bit. Not as
I cleaned up my Facebook somewhat. I've always been ungovernable,
Yeah.
and anyone who loves the government got cut.
Yeah.
And I just don't have that. Now I go looking for that kind of trouble, but like anyone of my friends that were like, we love the government, I was like, goodbye, and I don't have that headache anymore.
Yeah,
Like,
I kind of like I look at like some of my family's Facebook every so often, but then I just kind of like unfollow them so that way I don't.
That you don't see the posts.
Yeah, because I mean I have everybody on different sides.
I was like that too. It's like family members. Like I'm not gonna unfriend a fucking family member, but I will hit the unfollow so I just don't see any of their shit.
Exactly.
Their page goes into some fucking alternate reality, and I don't have to see it, so then I don't have to think about it.
Another thing I
Exactly.
did was I cut my last name off. I just go by my middle name.
Yeah.
My first
Yeah.
and middle name.
Yeah.
So anybody.
But like my poor friend, she has 6 kids. She lives on base in Oklahoma, and this government shut down. Now the military's not getting paid, and everybody's like, "Oh, the military always got paid." Blah 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 blah. And she's like, "Yeah, but they didn't pass that bill this time." So now, I guess Trump made a speech today saying that they're going to make sure the military gets paid. I'm sitting there thinking, so the guys that are fighting right now somewhere are fighting for nothing. Yeah. I mean, they're fighting for our rights,
they're not getting paid at all.
They're not getting paid.
What?
So she has 6 kids.
How does
so
that
she
work?
Doesn't have food.
So if you're in another country, can you just be like, "Well, you're not paying me. I'm coming home"?
No, because you get put in jail.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Fuck. Exactly. And some of them are even
it's fucking brilliant.
So it's like drafting while they're already over there.
It's a hostage situation.
It's I mean, some of these people are
like
supposed to be switching bases or are supposed to be deployed and stuff.
Yeah.
And they're stuck in limbo.
Yeah.
Because the government shut down and they shut everything down for them.
My
Like, what about food?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I
what
had no
about
idea.
fucking food?
Well, and you know, Cheeto is so pro-military. You would think that
exactly.
wouldn't happen. That's
you
wild.
would think that there would be a lot of companies who are like, oh, well, let's try to get food to the military bases for the people who aren't getting paid that have family here. I mean, can you imagine if somebody's husband's deployed, they just they have their kid or just had a baby, he can't come back to even be there for it, and they have no way to get diapers, formula, whatever they fucking need.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's horrible to do to our military who makes it so the government can shut down whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy. I said to her, I was like, do everything you can, man, because, you need to make sure that you can feed your kids.
Yeah.
That's just crazy.
That's nuts.
You know, the military that's on our shores right now,
Yeah.
I'm so against them, being against U.S. citizens.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
They should be protecting us from the orange maniac.
Yeah.
There's one general I saw. He said if he's called to move to his troops to some other state, he's going to stand with the citizens against the government.
Oh, wow.
Well, yeah.
And I'm like, woohoo.
Yeah.
I definitely think that. So I have a review.
Okay.
Of?
Before the review, let me get this out of the way real quick. So this is this is our drink we're going to review this week. This is Jim Beam Vanilla. Okay.
Yes.
So now again, you don't have to. I know Chris isn't a drinker. He's going to have same
I just
thing
don't
with
get
you.
loaded anymore.
Yeah.
That's all I have is a sip.
No, if you knew
Me and Bushey will sip the whole bottle.
If you knew us, if you knew Declared Ungovernable back in the day, we were like hardcore drunks. We were
Alcoholics.
You mean like me and Johnny now?
yeah. No, we were the Guess Who kind of drunk. We were like always drinking.
I will say this. I have to apologize for last week.
Oh.
I had such a good time on that show with Eddie and his brother. Shout out to them. That was the first show in we've been doing this or I've been doing this with you guys almost 3 years now, 2.5 years.
Yeah,
something like that.
That is the first time I've ever gotten so fucked up. I had to just leave during. Cheers. That was actually why I walked out at the end of the third segment last show. I was spinning. I mean, I was gone, and it was the perfect combo of.
I could drink a lot of that.
The cinnamon liquor that Owen brought in was really good.
Yeah, I know you don't like cinnamon.
Well, no, I do. But the problem is I liked it so much I made myself sick.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Many times off.
Well, that cinnamon liquor, you want more?
No.
What? Oh, you good? Okay.
You drink the rest.
Okay. So what
Here, I'll take that one.
What do you think what do you think of the vanilla?
It's really smooth.
Isn't it?
I haven't tried it.
It's not terribly sweet, but it's got a tinge of sweetness.
It's just a little bit of flavor. Yeah, it's not crazy overwhelming.
It won't make you sick like Southern Comforts.
It makes me think of whiskey.
She can't drink whiskey because she's Mexican. Because she gets crazy when she. Yeah.
When I was living in Columbia, Missouri,
Yeah.
I found this stuff called Glenkenchie. It's a single malt scotch.
Yeah.
And it's not harsh. It's real sweet. It's real mellow. And it feels like love when you drink it. Like you get warm.
Yeah.
That's that Applejack.
Applejack.
Oh my God.
It's not appley.
No.
I'm saying
that's what
that
Applejack
feeling,
is for him. Yeah.
That feeling, that when I drink the Applejack, that's exactly what you like feel like you're saying, like comfort, going down your gullet.
Yeah, that's what this does for me.
Oh, I agree. No, that shit is
Comfort.
amazing.
This drink is something that she found during the pandemic. Then it went away and couldn't find it anywhere.
What is
Not
it?
Your Father's root beer.
Oh, that's cool.
Here's the thing. It's almost 8% alcohol.
Oh, yeah.
But you can't taste any alcohol in it. When you taste it tastes like a Barks root beer. There's no indication. I can give that to somebody, not tell them there's alcohol in it, and next thing you know, they're shitting their pants out there.
For a while when Deb was still around, I was homebrewing. The Heart's Homebrew right over here in Edgewater.
Yeah.
I was homebrewing, and I made their cream of wheat beer.
Oh, yeah?
And I would put honey in it.
Yeah.
Which you couldn't taste the honey, but it boosted the alcohol.
Yeah.
It was like a 12% beer.
Oh, yeah.
Crazy.
Honey is great for distilling because of all the sugar in it.
You couldn't taste it, but it was like a wheat beer, and it was not a session beer. You would drink 2 of them, and you're like, woo.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
That's great. Yeah, I think that this is the first time we've done Jim Beam with the flavors, and they have a peach, Jim Beam peach. They have
a Jim Beam honey.
Honey.
That
Jim
was
Beam
the only
honey.
one that I could actually drink straight for a little bit and be like, "Oh, this is so smooth."
Yeah.
But then I started
That vanilla
wanting
was
to
good. Yeah, it was good.
beat the shit out of people.
When I when I was on tour in 06, that was the Hank 3 time period, right? We played at the White's house. I don't know if you've seen the documentary, The Wild and Wonderful Whites of West Virginia.
No, yeah.
They are
I've seen that. They're tap dancing.
Yep. Okay, so we were
yeah.
playing at their house, and Mamie had peach moonshine.
Oh, gosh.
And what she did was she just distilled the moonshine, and then she took a whole bunch of peaches, cut them in half, left the pits in them, and just threw them into the fucking barrel. And that was the fucking smoothest, sweetest shit that I've ever drank in my life. But man, did it fuck you up. It was like you didn't know where the fuck you were at after a minute.
Jesco.
Yeah, Jesco's her brother, yeah. But yeah, the peach, the flavors that you're going to find in the Jim Beam line and the Jack Daniels line all have some sort of heritage to the whiskey process, where it's like moonshine, actual Tennessee whiskey, Kentucky brews, things like that. So that's why you're seeing like the new blackberry Jack Daniel.
Yeah.
That's something you would have found way back in the day when they started making this shit. So
Okay.
And the honey, they all used honey because mead and sugarcane was short. That's what they were using to basically create the alcohol. So yeah, that's why.
Did you ever take the Jack Daniels tour in Lynchburg?
No, I was sponsored by
it.
them for a short period, like back when I was playing with Hank.
Yeah.
And but I had all kind of gear from them, but I never went to the distillery
Me
because
and
it's
my-
a dry county, and I'm like, I don't want to go to Jack Daniels County where I can't drink there.
Well, here's the deal.
Yeah.
Me and my ex-girlfriend went there, and we took the whole tour. And they go, well, this is a dry county. You're not allowed to drink, but we can do this. And we were in the barrel room with the big tall.
Yeah.
They opened the lid.
Yeah.
Everyone in there was drunk within like a minute.
Yeah.
The fumes.
Oh,
it gets
really?
You.
Shit.
Yeah, the fumes hit you.
Oh, yeah.
And they're like, you're going to be drunk off of this because the fumes are going into the alcohol's going into your system.
Oh,
So-
man.
Well, yeah. I mean, technically, you're snorting it because
My-
you're,
Yeah,
you know,
oh, yeah,
it's hitting
the
all your
fumes.
olfactory. And
My
all that.
town was a dry town, but we had a liquor store in every corner.
Well,
the hell?
Here's the thing.
We didn't have any bars.
Yeah,
we
but-
didn't have anything like
Yeah,
that.
because that's why. So up north, it's like Philadelphia, right? If you're in the city of Philadelphia, you can't buy beer or anything like that at a grocery store, at a gas station, none of that, because it's a dry county, right? That doesn't mean you can't buy it. That means you have to buy it at the distributor.
Okay.
So, like, what was cool about Philly, like, I made a record in Philly one time. I was there for a week, and so the studio we were at was Andy Kravitz, the guy he was the funky drummer from Cypress Hill. He produced all the Will Smith stuff, River of Dreams for Billy Joel. So it's this big red brick warehouse in Norristown, right? It's a like industrial area of Philadelphia. So we would order lunch from this like pizza and subs place, and what they would do is they would tack on an extra $20 or $30, and they'll go to the distributor for you and bring you a case of Yingling. So that's what people would do, is they would pick up from the distributors for you.
well, we had a
Or you could buy like a 6-pack to go at a bar, but they were stupid expensive.
so our little town is 1.5 square miles, and East Boston's right next to us.
Yeah.
And we had a place called McGee's Corner, and they would deliver like any kind of alcohol, beer, whatever, the kegs and everything to your house. they didn't ask for IDs or anything. So you just had to look old enough to get it, but you just order and they deliver.
Now I order
good old
liquor.
days.
I order liquor from Instacart.
Exactly.
And they deliver it to the house. And I'm like, every time my neighbor sees this guy carrying a fucking box up to my house with fucking liquor bottles, and then the dude's got to scan my ID before he can hand me the box. So he's holding like a bunch of fucking bottles in his arm and trying to scan my ID because he can't hand it to me legally until he's scanned my ID. It's fucking great.
That's funny.
Well, you're lucky you got a swing out there. You could easily put it down on that.
Yeah.
The only thing
No, fuck that. You give me the liquor or else. So no, you're not putting it down. I want to see you juggle this shit. Like, I got gray hair in my beard, motherfucker. You can hand it to me. It's all cool, right?
The only thing this reminds me of is technically I'm in Plymouth. I always say Apopka.
Yeah.
But back in the day, I think it changed. I don't know because I really don't go by alcohol much anymore.
Oh, about the Sundays? Sundays?
On Sunday,
Yeah.
on Sunday you couldn't get any alcohol, so we'd have to drive up to Blue Jeans because it was like right on the edge there, and they were also the only ones that were like open past 2. I think they were open to like, or open past 12, something like that.
Well,
like even to this day, they're one of the ones that's open the latest.
So for people listening who aren't from the Central Florida area, Apopka is the second biggest city in Orange County. That's where Bushey and I are from. And so Blue Jeans was a bar that was attached to an ABC liquor store. So it was a liquor store with a bar in the back, right? And Blue Jeans, my cousin even bounced there for a while. Or he was like a door guy there for a while. And what's funny about that place is anybody who's gone to Blue Jeans has a Blue Jeans story. Because it was just one of those places where it's just funny fucking crazy shit used to just randomly happen there.
Oh, my goodness.
It's wild. I've never actually been in the bar.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I was
wow.
always just going to pick up liquor, and it's odd because every single one of my friends has like pictures that they're at Blue Jeans. You know what I mean? And it's just weird that I've never actually been in the bar.
So
what were you going to say, Chris?
When I was about 15, my mom had threw me out of the house already, 15, 16.
Yeah.
And I'm living in an apartment with like 3 or 4 guys. And one of the guys ended up being the singer of the U after I quit.
Yeah.
But I was living there, and I remember there was a pizza place. Nick's the king of pizza. Johnny Giovanni's. Tell us about the specials.
Yeah.
And they would deliver beer.
Yeah.
And I'm fucking 16, 15 years old having them deliver beer, and they never ID'd nothing.
Yeah.
They'd bring pizza and beer.
That's a best.
And I'm like 15 years old, and the older roommate, what do you got? And I go, beer and pizza. And he's like, how'd you get that? Nick, the king of pizza. They'd run those commercials like late night, like every segment. Nick, the king of pizza. Johnny Giovanni, tell us about the special. and my roommate come on, where do you get that beer? Nick, the king of pizza brought it. Yeah.
That's awesome. I like that it is actually him delivering it.
No, it was a delivery guy. But
that would be fucking great.
And it was so funny because they were actually like paisano looking guys. Hey, paisano. Hey.
Yeah, that's
we just like getting teenagers drunk.
Yeah, they never ID'd me. Man.
Hey, man, you got to have passion for something in life.
Exactly. So, did Owen ever talk about my cruise on here?
He did not.
He did not. He said he was going to bring something up. So, to bring everybody up to date. So, a couple of weeks ago, Boston Brit here went on a solo cruise, which sounds a lot like a singles cruise with her mother. Woo-hoo. And Owen took care of the kids while she was gone. So, he said something about there was like an interesting story about a get-together you had on the cruise.
Okay, so every day, originally it started out at 5 o'clock. So the day that we got on there, 5 o'clock, you would meet up with the other solos on the cruise. So me and my mother go to this because she's hoping to find somebody around her age to hang out with.
Because it's a singles cruise.
And then I'm hoping to find like some girls around my age or maybe in the age range of me to hang out with. So that way I could get off the ship.
Yeah.
Because my mother's in a scooter.
Yeah.
Her going to the beach on a scooter isn't going to happen.
Right.
I want a scooter.
Hey, Amazon has some for $500. And they're in good shape. And they actually go fast. Anyways. But, so, we go. And me and her are sitting here. Then this guy sits here. This girl sits here. We got a couple of older women. A couple of older guys. Another woman in a scooter. Some other people. And the guy next to me was like, yeah, I didn't know if I was going to come on the cruise. And I was like, well, why? What happened? Why are you on here solo?
As in ejaculate?
No.
Oh, okay.
As in, actually go on the vacation.
I understand.
Okay.
I understand now. I just wanted to clarify that.
I figured somebody be going down on me by now.
It's a singles cruise and all.
Anyways, he
hedonism and all that.
lost his wife in July. And
Where'd she go?
She died.
She got off the ship and never got back on.
Oh my God. She
went out for
died.
cigarettes.
He's just bad at hide and seek.
Oh my God. But so he was like, should I go? Should I not? Now the girl who sat next to him, she looks like she's a little bit younger than me. And she was like, yeah, the cabin's really small. And the one who was supposed to come with me, he would have hated it. And I was like,
God.
okay, so what happened? Why are you on here by yourself? Oh, my husband died. I'm like, okay, so this guy's wife died. That girl's husband died.
You know they
Y'all
were
need
banging.
to-
Yeah, you know they
I
were
was
banging
like,
like that night.
My God. Like, I'm sitting next to two people who
He's like, this
Both
cabin's
lost
so
somebody.
small.
it was devastating to find that. I was like, okay, that's me needing to go to dinner now. Ma, let's go. But no, we met some nice people, and every time like I ran into them, everybody would be like, hey, how's it going? Except for the woman who we ended up befriending. Okay? So
When you say we, you mean your mother.
me and my mother befriended her.
Okay.
Okay? So first night at dinner, we're at the main restaurant where almost everybody is scheduled to go and eat at this point in time, which means it's going to take longer to get your food, longer for them to wait on you, everything else like that. So that was a downer. But this woman who's in the Solos cruise starts like coming towards us, and she's like
ejaculating.
That was a
No.
lot of coming to
Okay.
this cruise already
Yeah.
for being
Oh
a
my
wholesome
God.
cruise.
Well, expecting it.
She's on her scooter driving
Okay.
towards us.
Ejaculating.
Oh.
No.
She's like sliding all around
Oh my
in her
God.
own
Slipping off the seat.
secretion.
And she got put on at a table with other people who all were mean to her.
I got the scooter with the vibrating seat.
Oh my God. That's something I would want though. Anyway. But so she comes over to us and she's like, I'm just gonna go back to my starts crying. I'm like, nope, we have a chair right here. You can sit with it. Health issues, like mentally crazy out the fucking yin yang. Her soon to be ex-husband is in jail for another fucking DUI. And she's just like a Debbie Downer. Like everything. She seems really cool though.
I like the idea there's all these people that can afford to go on cruises and take the time to do it, and they're miserable.
Right?
Oh, I would not fare well
I
on
can't-
a cruise.
I cannot believe how many like people were miserable on that cruise. Mind you, I was like, I'm drinking like 5 to 8 drinks a day. I'm having the time of my life. I knew more trivia than my mother, so that made me happy. Because my mother's like...
It's funny when you say 5 to 8 drinks a day, and I'm like, what were you doing the other 23 hours?
Never felt
I'm just
this
a
way
fucking-
before.
But I'll tell you,
swear.
I was planning on not getting into any fights on this cruise whatsoever.
That's never going to happen.
I like
Right.
the idea that you have to plan. You have to make effort not to fight. I've never had to make an effort not to fight. It's not like something I go,
My
you
fighting
know
is
what?
long
I'm going to leave the
gone.
house.
Well, I'm one of those people that I'm kind of
Maybe it's your fault.
anxiety ridden and like, get angry real quick.
So that makes assaulting people okay?
I didn't assault anybody. I verbally assaulted them, but I didn't assault.
And I will give it to
them.
Brittany. Most of her fights are of the verbal nature.
Exactly.
Most.
But so anyways,
And with people who work at the establishment she's shopping at.
You don't give me my
But-
fucking beans!
so my mother's a shopper, all right? And every night they give us these little flyers like, hey, go to this part of the ship and you'll get this whatever for $20, or go to this part of the ship and you'll get this for $5. So we get this thing for like a bracelet with charms on it. And we were like, oh my God, we should totally do this tomorrow. And I put it in her scooter every night. I put the stuff that she wants in there so that way she remembers to go and do it. And I'm sitting there waiting on her. We just finished trivia. We're going to wait for the next trivia. And I'm looking. I'm like, where the fuck is she? I see her. She's standing up trying to hold on to her handle of her scooter. And she's like talking at this guy. And I go over with the shopping bag she already had me get.
Were they arguing with whose scooter had the most horsepower?
No. This was a supervisor
Okay.
for the shop.
Oh, my God.
Yep. because she already scared one woman away.
Okay.
And he's like, ma'am, that flyer came the first fucking night of the cruise. Everybody got them the first night. And I said, excuse me, sir.
Uh-oh.
I room with her. That is my fucking mother. And I'm telling you, that shit came last night. And everybody, like, is yelling at him.
You could have been like, no, I'm sorry, but actually we didn't get it last night. I just feel like it's the... Right, but I'm saying
we
like...
got it last night.
But if she says it that way, how's she going to be able to refer to her mother as her fucking mother?
Right. No, I'm just saying, like, you didn't have to take it to 11. Like, you could have just been like,
first off...
excuse me, gentlemanly,
no,
sir.
You wouldn't have to take it to 11. I wouldn't have to take it to 11. Mexican Boston Brittany here.
The thing is, when I overheard that, is... You are not respecting somebody who's on the cruise. You're not respecting an elderly person.
Well, he's got to deal with a bunch of divorced downers.
And you're literally calling my mother a liar. So at this point,
you do that shit all the time. So what's the fucking difference?
It was different if somebody
There's
else.
a difference between my mother not recalling something and me recalling it right. So me calling her a liar like that's totally different.
Because you shit-faced drunk is a great memory.
But her, like, being belittled by somebody, I was, like, enraged. I was ready to, like, knock a motherfucker out.
Well, yeah, we know you.
Everybody behind her was like, dude, just honor the thing. She says she got it when she got it. Just fucking honor it. So, of course, I went, like, with her after she got the bracelets and everything. We put them on.
You Karen the fuck out.
I got a visual of like a bunch of old miserable people on scooters swarming this guy. They're all like going
I'm going to the Grand Canyon.
They all pull up on the they all pull up on the scooters and circle him so he can't get out. He's got like a fucking ring of scooters around him.
Well, it's like the slowest West Side Story you've ever seen.
It's like a horror story, but they got to play the audio way longer as they're fucking driving.
I went to guest services.
And louder because of the whirring of the electric motors.
Oh my God. I went to guest services and I like literally teared up as I was telling this person at the desk about how my mother was belittled by somebody who is working for the cruise line.
Yeah.
You know what showed up that night?
What?
We got a free bottle of very expensive champagne.
Oh.
And we also got macaroons and other desserts to eat.
See?
Yeah. So an angry woman complaining to customer service got something out of it? That's weird.
Usually doesn't work out that way, right?
How do you change your hair back so fast from the Karen, the comb, blonde comb over?
Oh my God, you're such an asshole. But anyways, other than that one bad time, I mean, my mother ran over my feet 5 times.
Of course.
She almost killed somebody who had a cane because she wouldn't listen to me. I was like, we're getting off here.
Was that person not honoring a coupon as well?
You don't want to fuck with the cane crew.
No.
All of a sudden they'll go into like synchronized dance and
No.
shit. Like,
He was trying to
Start doing
nicely,
a
like,
number from the Tonys.
he was trying to hold the door of the elevator open so she could back off, and he just got like fed up with waiting for her, so he attempted to board the elevator as she's trying to get off. I was
Speed
like,
it up, old bitch.
Oh my God.
She's trying to get off like ejaculate?
No.
Okay. So I want to make sure.
I found my Moscato on the cruise. That was very nice. I was so happy.
Citronella keeps those away.
Was he super tan?
No.
Oh, I was making
Mulatto?
Moscato.
It's funny because I made a mosquito joke. You made a mulatto joke. I'm like, yeah, man,
my God.
we're killing this
Yeah,
shit.
no, we're hitting on all cylinders.
We
today.
found a creeper. We also found a creeper who I guess was hitting on some girls who were trying to take their underwear off at the elevators.
Oh,
How dare he?
And then tried to hit on the woman who had mental health problems that I befriended as well.
You know what? You brought up something that really...
So you cock-blocked the fucking crazy lady?
No, I didn't. No.
Like, that's the worst thing you do. She said her life's miserable. Let her get with the pool boy.
No, she was the one that told me he was creepy.
So the only thing I think this cruise needs is a punk rocker, a hippie, a straight guy. We call it the fucking young ones cruise. Yeah. It sounds wacky as hell.
Real quick, so you said that this guy's a creep because he was hitting on girls that were taking their underwear off in front of the elevator.
No, not just that. He also told, because the girl that I befriended, or woman, I befriended is in a scooter, and she was like, I don't even know why I come on this cruise because I can't do anything. I'm
come
in a
on this
scooter.
cruise like ejaculate?
No.
Okay.
Bend me over this rascal.
Sooner or later, I'm going to be right.
But
I just figured
she was
enough
like,
times.
I can't do anything. I'm on a scooter. I really can't like get in the pool. I can't do this. I can't
Drive
do
that scooter in the pool.
I know, right? And he was
what
like,
that neck do?
he was like, well, you're going on a cruise in December, right? And she's like, well, I'm thinking of canceling. And he was like, you need somebody to take care of you while you're on the cruise. I will go on the cruise with you. I was like, creepy.
Why is that creepy?
Because you just met her.
So that's like literally the point of a singles cruise.
I have a dumb
It's not a
cruise
singles
question.
cruise. What?
Yeah.
I'm extremely claustrophobic, and I got seasick at the drop of a dime.
See, I
You
took
get either-
Dramamine, and I'm
Do you
perfectly
feel
fine.
like you're moving when you don't feel like you're moving? You feel like you're sitting in this room?
Yeah.
Okay.
It depends. Number one, it also depends
Oh,
on.
sorry, Chris, make sure that keep that
Sorry,
mic
just try to keep it in
center
front.
here.
You
Up
can
here.
actually,
Yeah,
you can actually
okay.
bend it like over if you want to move
Yeah.
the mic that way.
It depends on the time of the year that you go. Luckily, there were no like hurricanes in the waters at the time that we went, so it was smooth
That would be my
sailing.
luck.
That sounds like hell to me.
I'll go on my
But-
first cruise, and it'll be a Titanic.
Oh my god!
And
They're
doesn't
coming
it have,
out with
like-
the Titanic too.
Either no windows or one little window for your room.
I know, right? Well, no, I had an inside handicap room, so I didn't have a window, which I'm perfectly fine with. It was massive. It was great. But no, I'm telling you, I have such motion sickness, seasickness, car sickness, any kind of like sickness that goes with motion and whatnot.
Yeah.
Like I am just horrible at. But I took Dramamine and I was great. I made the mistake of taking my mother's mescaline.
Mescaline? You took mescaline on the cruise?
Yeah,
Well, are you
What
Hunter
the
fucking
fuck?
Thompson?
How does your mom get prescribed mescaline?
Because she has vertigo.
That's not mescaline.
No, that's not. Yeah, there must
I'm
be.
probably pronouncing it wrong,
Yeah.
but she says to me,
mescaline is the stuff that Hunter Thompson was
Yeah.
dropping onto his tongue
no,
in Fear
it's
and
a
Loathing.
little
It's
yellow
a mushroom.
pill.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
Like a
No,
peyote.
this is a little yellow pill that helps with nausea and stuff like that.
Oh.
She tried to give it to me while I was pregnant last time, but I didn't take it.
Yeah,
but
you
I
should
shoulda-
take mescaline when you're pregnant instead.
I should have known not to take anything for my mother because the first day I was like, I only had like 5 drinks. Why do I have a headache? And the next day, I still took I took it instead of my Dramamine, and I want to tell you, I thought I was going to die. Like the headache that I had was such a migraine that I thought I was gonna end up getting sick. So I like took a nap. I felt so much better. I took the Dramamine so much better. I didn't take it again.
I'm watching
I
Bushey's
took
head
this drug.
pop over here because it's another story of Brittany. Oh, hey, I just got a free McLaren and the fucking cigarette lighter doesn't work.
Well, no. Actually, I was sitting here going, well, I mean, hey, you know what? No
Yeah.
matter what, headaches suck. Headache,
Yeah.
toothache, back pain.
Oh my
That's all really shitty, and I can't hate on anybody. Even if
I'm
it is
just like
happening on
fucking
a
with
cruise.
Bushey over that.
Real quick, I didn't get to my point about so you said that this dude was getting shamed for hitting on girls that were taking their
Well,
underwear
I mean,
off.
I
while
would
they
have
all-
hit on
See, and I heard
somebody
that
who was
different.
taking off
I
fucking
thought he was
underwear.
hitting on girls and taking their underwear
No,
off
no,
outside
no,
the
no, no.
elevator. I'm like, that's a creepy guy.
They were really drunk, and supposedly the way he was talking to them was like flirting and hitting on them, and then they started like, I don't know, needing to take their underwear off, so they were trying to like shimmy it off.
Okay,
and
so
everything.
that sounds like they're egging him on.
Yeah. Okay.
Exactly.
So earlier I brought up the OnlyFans thing that we're at a point where like over 20% of every girl between 18 and 23 or 25 has an OnlyFans.
Yeah.
It's not as shameful as
Right.
it used to be.
Yeah.
Here's what I don't understand.
Yeah.
We don't shame about anything.
Yeah.
And then you've got the women now that go to the gym in yoga pants, and reveal it. And yes, they're there to work out and make their body look good, but they, take very suggestive videos and photos of themselves
Exactly.
during the workout session and
Yeah.
post them for thousands of people to see. But yet
Those are called angels.
but yet shame the guys in the gym
Who are
for
looking at them.
looking at them if they just happen to look that way as they're walking by in the video. And I don't understand that
I don't
one. Like
get it.
I'm not trying to be like. Hopefully, this isn't like too
No.
political.
No,
or
I agree.
controversial.
No, I get
Like,
it.
It's
I
not
just
political. What it is,
I don't
is
understand
you
it.
have too many women nowadays who feel, okay, well, I feel like I need to be a feminist. So if I want to wear whatever I want to wear, then I'm going to wear it. And if you look at me, that means that you're male chauvinistic.
Uh,
But it's a compliment. It's literally a compliment.
Exactly.
I absolutely understand if the dude comes over and he's being weird or making you uncomfortable or anything like that. But if I was attractive and I seen women turning their heads to look at me and then walk on about their day, I would even take that as a compliment. Yeah. I've never had that. I've never posted a pic and had fucking 100 likes on it or anything. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's a
definite weird.
I can only assume that it's because it's someone nowadays. That it's people that are so attractive. They've got so much attention. It's annoying to them. I still find it strange to shame them simply for appreciating what you're working hard for.
Yeah,
it's weird to me. I don't get that one. Why is that shameful?
All I know
because
is
women are dumb.
Thank you.
All
I couldn't say it.
If you're looking for anything to make sense nowadays, you're fucking nuts.
Well, you really
Nothing makes sense
because
it's not going to make sense. We make up the rules as we go. We change them when we fucking want to. And the way I kind of just go about it is like, I don't give a shit, man. I don't care what the fuck you're doing. If you're happy, cool, fucking high five, bro. That's the way I look at it.
For me, like, I hate the way that we censor so many things. Like,
well,
hold on.
Yeah, I want to see titties
Disney,
on television.
I'm not just talking about stuff like that. I'm talking about that it's.
I want to see the exclamation point.
It's very difficult.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The slit in the dot.
Yeah. Okay.
It's very difficult nowadays for comedians.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, but if you want to be entertained,
yeah,
especially if you like a comedian,
yeah,
they should be able to say
right.
or do whatever the fuck you want. You shouldn't have people, if you know, like you're going to a comedy show and you know that this person might be political or this person might be a little racist towards stuff. You get the fuck over it.
Well,
it's
here's
part
the thing.
of
Don't
their
go to that show.
or don't go to it. Don't fucking
here's
go.
The thing. I'm steadfast in my personal opinions on shit. But the thing is too, I've been part of the stand-up community for so fucking long, and I did stand up for so long. I mean, I fucking loved Gilbert Gottfried like a fucking family member, and Gilbert, we used to get fucking rung up all the time because he would make a fucking joke. And here's the thing about it, man, like, I understand, like when he got fired by Aflac, makes total sense. That they're a company. He was voicing a character for their show. They don't want to be associated with that. I understand that. What I don't understand is public outcry on shit. I'm like, you haven't been to a Gilbert Gottfried show ever in your fucking life anyway, so why the fuck do you have an opinion on this? Like, if I don't like a television show, I don't watch it.
Right, and then review it like you're a participant in the show. Like, what the fuck?
But this is my thing, is like Disney firing Jimmy Kimmel.
Yeah,
if you know, and they've got him back, but since they fired him, they lost
they didn't fire him, they just suspended the show, but
But they lost so much money, so that's why they brought him back. But they brought him back.
Yeah.
So they're not going to get anybody back because they brought him back.
Yeah.
But the thing is that in reality, we have freedom of speech. So if you don't like the president,
I have to say this real quick though. Before you go any further. I have to throw this out because as an American history major, every time somebody says that, I'm like, that doesn't apply. Freedom of speech, the Freedom of Speech Amendment, the First Amendment, doesn't apply to shit like that. The First Amendment is only giving you the right to speak out against your government and protest. That doesn't mean that whatever you say and whatever, it doesn't protect anything. All it protects is the fact, because back in the day when we all fucking got on those boats and came over here, if you said, I don't like what the king's doing with these taxes, you're beheaded by nighttime.
Yeah.
That's what that is about. It has nothing to do with that.
But
you got
still,
the right to free speech.
But my thing is that
use it.
if you know who you're hiring, then do background research.
Yeah.
Know that they're political or they're racist or they go off on a tangent. They have no filter. So that way, like, you already know what you're getting yourself into. So that way, in reality, you shouldn't terminate contracts. I mean, I understand the Gilbert Gottfried thing, but at the same time, I don't, because it's like, again, yes, you don't want to be associated with him, but you knew who you were getting into bed with in the first place.
I'll agree with you on that, but the thing is, I think you have a right as a company to go.
Yes.
Okay, that's not
a
really
little too far.
So
that's not
we're gonna bounce. That's fine.
That's understandable.
I want to have the right
still,
to be able to go. Hey, like this guy I've been friends with for 20 years, all of a sudden started fucking losing his mind. Well, I'm not really just gonna associate with.
Change,
you know what I'm saying? Though,
change.
you know,
but
that's kind of
should
the way
be entitled to an opinion.
They are
on matters, and not.
This is the way I look at it. You're entitled to whatever opinion. You can say whatever the fuck you want. You just have to deal with the consequences. That's all you have to do.
Here's it. I will say that
governmental consequence. Well, there shouldn't be.
I've mentioned many times. I'm middle. I love everybody. I think
same here. I'm a centrist.
I think there's certain good on the left. I think there's certain good on the right.
I don't agree with that. I think it's all bad on both sides. But go ahead.
You gotta let me finish.
I know.
You gotta let me finish.
Listen.
There's shitty. There's horrible and shitty on both sides as well. You know what I mean? So I'm the centrist or whatever. I don't think that Kimmel should have been fired.
No.
Even though I might even lean slightly, like if there's a bar and there's a middle, like I'm maybe like one tick to the right, only mainly because of like firearms and stuff like that. Like I'm pro gun.
Pro gun, okay.
But I'm also pro LGBTQ. You know what I mean? So it's a weird thing. But I still don't think anybody, and regardless whether the First Amendment protects that particular speech, I don't think he should have been fired. I just don't think people should be fired for things
it's
they
all
say.
Asses and seats,
everybody,
man. That's all it is.
Everybody reacts to things different ways. We don't get very political here, but I would just say celebrating anybody's death is kind of whack.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
So, what he did was messed up. And like you're saying,
he
works
but anyway.
for a company that is...
but the company
should
got
the right to fire.
Right.
But the company should know who you're getting in bed with.
Right.
Do your research.
But things
prior to hiring.
change.
But at the same time,
the
I'll
bed
say this
changed.
about Kimmel.
Yeah.
He has done the exact same damn show for years.
Yeah.
Right.
So you knew.
This is no surprise.
You know.
Exactly.
So it's not like it was a fucking surprise.
And also, let's just clarify. What he did was he didn't celebrate anything. What he said was when the first day after it happened, it was the political on the right.
No, you're right. I did say it wrong. He didn't make fun of anybody's death.
He was
making
making fun of how they were trying to spin everything.
Yeah.
Right.
Is what he was saying.
And what if? Yeah.
But anyway, the thing about it is, and I'll just say this, like my personal opinion of all that stuff is, and there's lots of people, and not naming any names, where I'm like, that guy's a fucking piece of shit, and I don't like him. But if he's got people who are fucking want to watch this and want to fucking listen to this or want to fucking be a part of it, go. I'm just not going to be there.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? But it's like the way I kind of look at it is the moment you start telling people, or it's that whole like the horde mentality, which by the way, the cancel culture thing used to be attributed to it's all people on the left side, but then when the Charlie Kirk thing happened, all of the people on the right are starting to go cancel, and I'm like, you fucking hypocrite piece of shit.
Exactly.
So hold up, since you're going there.
So that's like that. It's not. The cancel culture is not a this side or this side thing. It's a you don't agree with me. And that's all it is. So it's like if someone doesn't agree with you, you want to fucking shut them down, and I think it's bullshit.
So since you've gone there, I totally agree with it, and I, like I said, middle, one tick, slightly right. That whole thing, I'm like, what the fuck, you hypocritical ass motherfuckers! Like, yes, it was absolutely a left thing. Yeah. And then now it's a right thing, but they go, oh, it's accountability culture. It's not fuck you. It's the same goddamn thing. That is bullshit.
You just changed the name of it.
I mean, and that thing in particular pointed out to me how fucking ridiculous everybody is right now, and the mental gymnastics that they can fucking do to justify their own fucking stupid bullshit.
I've got an unpopular opinion.
Okay.
Good.
I think the kid that shot Kirk should have shot Trump too.
Oh, God. Got Kyle Gass over here. Yeah.
I think he should.
Okay, so
they got the wrong shooter.
here's what
So
we'll
you're
do.
talking about the Israeli sniper
Can
hiding
we just
no,
let some serial killers out of jail so they can take care of all of that?
We should really get off all this.
No.
This is something we shouldn't be
No,
talking
and
about.
here's what
But
we're
I'm
gonna do.
going to
That's a
tie
great-
this into
no,
something else.
This is a great
The
transition.
kid that shot Kirk used the right round because the guy that shot Trump used a 223, which is way too small. And what the guy 300 Win Mag? Is that what he shot him with?
30-06.
Yeah.
So
you nick somebody with 30-06, you're gonna kill him.
Yeah.
So this actually is a good transition because it gives me the opportunity to go. We're at 49 minutes now, so
But
we're gonna
wait.
we're gonna go to break. Hold
I have
on.
a transition.
What?
You're transitioning?
Yeah, I have a transition from what we were talking about
Okay.
You still
into
look pretty
my
feminine.
review.
No. Listen, we'll get into it. All right, you give me a minute here.
She's got a good transition.
What?
I
Good
do.
What do you got?
So how everybody has their own opinions,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, so when you make something
Yeah.
for, a story based on a true story,
Yeah.
and then you want to sit there and say, how much of it is real? I'm sorry, but it's not a documentary.
Right.
So
it's
this
just
is
based-
for your entertainment. So they're going to add in little things here and there that weren't based on the real thing.
Right.
Talking about Monsters Ed Gein story.
Oh.
I already got a
shit.
text message from Nico. He wants to come on the show and talk about
Yes!
it.
Yeah,
Nico!
I'm one episode in. I did start it.
Yes, I'm not going to spoil it for you.
I will not spoil it for you
And so
either.
here's what's interesting. Nico has a book coming out at the end of this month about Gein. His new book he wrote is about Ed Gein.
Yeah.
So Nico, for Chris here, Nico, that painting of
Nico Clos.
of Gigi up there.
Yeah.
Nico Clos, the vampire of Paris, the guy who killed and ate delivery drivers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he only
He did
served
that.
8 years in France, and he calls into the show. We've interviewed him before.
Yeah.
So anyway, he does dark tourism content now and writes books and all that shit.
Weird shit you can do. And
Yeah. So like he goes to the catacombs and does videos about.
I want to go to the catacombs so bad.
So anyway, he messaged me and we talked a little bit about it and about the whole the way Ryan Murphy tells stories is and also that Adeline Watkins thing. There's a lot going on there.
Yeah. Also, Bushey, when you start getting more into it, don't try to do anything else watching, I think, episode 3.
Oh, actually,
4
make
and
sure
5.
to really pay attention.
Well, you have to because it does some bouncing back and forth between certain years.
Okay.
It
does
I
going
got
on
you.
and
No.
stuff.
That's good because a lot of times I am playing my tablet games,
Yeah.
and if there's
Yeah.
several time jumps,
So-
I will get lost.
I've
what
tried to-
Ryan
Thank
Murphy
you.
does in this monster series is the monster series every season has been based on so first season was Dahmer. Second season was the Menendez brothers,
haven't seen the Menendez brothers
third
one.
season Ed Gein, right?
Yeah.
And so what he does is that Ed Gein, these murders took place in the late 40s to mid 50s. So there was a ton of theory and speculation that was neither proven nor disproven. He adds all that into the story to go, okay, we don't know, so let's throw everything at the table here and let's see where this takes us.
Well, even Charlie
and
Hunnam.
that's what I think is great about the way that Ryan Murphy tells stories. If you're not a fan of American Horror Story, I get it, but his stuff he does where he takes like the Feud series, Betty Davis and Joan Crawford, Truman Capote and the Swans, he tells stories from a standpoint of, well, there was 10 people telling this story, and they all had a different take, so I'm going to throw all those takes into it.
That's dope.
And you know what I'm saying? That's kind of how you tell a story.
I think that he did great with hiring casting
Charlie Hunnam did a
because
great job.
he looks so well like Ed Gein.
The voice
compared to the voice. So in reality, there's only one tape that has been
it's an hour-long
out
tape.
there,
I've watched it. Yeah,
I've watched Ed Gein's actual
listened to
voice.
it, yeah.
So his voice is not technically what Ed Gein really sounded like, but he said all the research he did was to make a voice that would please Gein's mother.
His mother, right.
Because, I mean, his mother literally said, I didn't want boys, I want girls. That's what I always wanted. So he figured if he made this voice that was a little bit more higher pitched,
right,
to sound like a girl.
Very meek,
that
shy.
The mother
because
would love him
he was
more.
attempting to right.
Exactly.
So
that's
I will
why
say
he came up
this.
to that with that voice.
Even only being about 3/4 of one episode in, I didn't realize that was Charlie Hunnam.
Yeah.
I know, right?
I didn't know Charlie Hunnam by name. I knew that I liked him as an actor. I thought he was, and
Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah, but what I really like that Lost City of Z.
Yeah.
That he did was really excellent.
Yep.
And that's what
King
made
Arthur was really good.
Actually, the Lost City of Z was what made me go, "Hey, this guy's actually kind of got some chops." You know, like he really is a good actor. This is a
it's off the chart
historical level of acting. Like he with this role, if he continues what I've seen so far, he's going to be up there with like Daniel Day-Lewis.
Oh my God, I'm telling you.
Or who's the other method actor? Not Daniel. Fuck. There's two.
Philip Seymour Hoffman.
No. Gary Oldman.
Gary Oldman.
Yeah. So this role, in my opinion, he
Mm-hmm.
is creeping into the Daniel Day-Lewis, Gary Oldman level, which is insane for me to say.
And here's what I say before I do my transition to break, I will say that I don't know if you guys have paid attention to it, but going into the early predictions about Oscars right now, we got two people that are being talked about right now for Oscars nominations this year that you never in a million years would have said that person's going to be nominated for an Oscar.
Yeah.
And one of them is playing a friend of the show, Sydney Sweeney.
Really?
Oh, yeah,
November 7th, Christy. She's playing Christy Martin, my old trainer. Christy Martin, Apopka.
Oh, I know that.
Sydney
Didn't you say you're
Sweeney.
getting her for the show?
I've been talking to her about it. We're going to get her to call in, but Sydney Sweeney is playing Christy Martin in the movie about her life, Christy, and she's being talked about for Oscars.
Nice.
The second one is Dwayne fucking Johnson, The Rock, playing Mark Kerr in the Smashing Machine, and
that movie looks depressing.
But it's a depressing story.
Most good movies.
But Mark Kerr's son said when he saw the first cut, he said he got goosebumps and he looked at his dad and he's like, "This is crazy."
Yeah.
That The Rock pulls and the people are going, "Hey, this is Dwayne Johnson's moment.
Yeah.
This is his Will Smith Ali. This is like." This is his Charlize Theron monster.
Yeah.
Like and same thing with Sydney Sweeney. Like, you know, this Calvin Klein's jeans model that people are just like, "Oh, she's got big tits and she's pretty, put her in everything."
Yeah.
They're like, in this movie, she's playing Christy Martin, and Christy said when she saw it, the first screening, she saw it just her and her wife. They watched the first screening and she goes, I watched it and she goes, and I was like, "That's a good movie." Yeah. And she's like, because it was too much. It was too heavy. She said 2 nights later, I saw it at Grauman's Chinese Theater with 3,000 people. And she goes, and I fucking cried the entire goddamn movie.
Yeah.
And she said the guy who plays her husband, the one that tried to kill her, she said that guy deserves an Oscar because he creeped me out. She's like, I couldn't be around him.
Well,
and I'm like, that's so fucking crazy.
You know, Charlie actually said in an interview that he had to spend an extra 4 days
away from his family,
from everybody, to say goodbye to Ed Gein and leave that there.
Yeah,
I believe it. He was
like,
the thing he's doing with one eye, like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Like, we're not just talking, you know, like I said, method acting.
Yeah.
You know, it's just, I don't know if he actually did method. I would assume it is, especially now hearing that he had to spend a few days to kind of come out of it.
Well, it's almost like Jim Carrey.
Dude, Val Kilmer had to go through psychotherapy to get rid of Jim Morrison after he did The Doors with Oliver Stone.
Well, Jim Carrey did the Man on the Moon. What's his name? Andy Kaufman. He
did
said
you see that doc, Chris?
What's that?
Jim and Andy. Did you see the documentary Jim and Andy? It's
Jim
on
Carrey.
Jim Carrey.
I saw the Jim Carrey Andy Kaufman.
No, but did you see the documentary? It's called Jim and Andy. So when he did that movie, Man on the Moon, he actually became and lived as Andy Kaufman the entire time they were doing that, and they made a documentary about it. And dude, he was It's actually
like everybody says that
Dave Chappelle
Jim
has a joke about it, but he's
went
like,
away.
he was the first time I ever met Jim Carrey. He was filming that movie Man on the Moon, and he's like, and he goes, man, I'm a big fan of Jim Carrey. He goes, and the first time I meet him, this motherfucker thinks he's Andy Kaufman.
Yeah.
But he got to a point. Him and Jerry Lawler got into a fist fight because he was
rigged.
throwing fucking.
It was fake, though.
Well, no. I'm talking about Jim Carrey.
Oh, Jim
when they were
Carrey.
filming the movie, they brought Jerry Lawler in to play his own parts, and Andy was throwing fucking rotten eggs off the roof of the fucking studio at Jerry Lawler, and Jerry Lawler's like, I'm gonna fucking kill this guy.
In real life, though, Jerry Lawler and Andy Kaufman were good
We're
friends.
great friends, yeah.
For some reason, even though Jim Carrey is a great actor,
Oh my god,
I
he's
don't
amazing.
I don't put him in that level that I
No,
was just
you
talking
don't.
about,
If
because
you-
even the there's still Jim Carrey there, and I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
I don't know if that's a
Well, that's just because there's so much Andy Kaufman and Jim Carrey.
right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
like
but Jim Carrey's a chameleon.
He is
whatever.
very
he
yeah.
is, but I don't know. For me, I just don't think he's on that absolute.
I don't
Andy
either.
was
level.
great. He was waiting tables while he was famous.
I put
Yeah.
Jim Carrey in the same level as like Leonardo DiCaprio. Although Leonardo DiCaprio did eke up a little bit for me with the fucking role he played in Django Unchained.
Yeah.
Oh,
And knowing that like that whole thing where he broke the glass and actually cut his hand was
Yeah.
real and still
Yeah.
finished the scene and all, like so Leonardo DiCaprio was like right under
I
the
think
Day
that
Lewis
he
and all
is
that,
so
and then right under
underrated.
that is Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey.
Both Jim Carrey
Both,
and Leonardo
I
DiCaprio
like-
because
I don't think Leonardo
I
DiCaprio's
love
underrated.
J.
Everybody
Edgar
loves him.
Hoover. I thought that was a great part for him to do. That the way he played J. Edgar Hoover and
So I
all
haven't
the
seen
stuff.
that. I haven't seen that, but just like with the Jim Carrey, no matter what he plays, I still kind of see a little Jim Carrey in there. Same thing with Leonardo DiCaprio. It's always kind of until that Django role. That was him
did you
being
see,
someone else.
Did you see? Oh, what's the fucking?
Okay, listen,
the-
we gotta end this. It just turns into, did you see this? Did you see?
Yeah,
All right,
yeah,
so
yeah.
here's the thing. I was trying to transition from
Okay.
when we were talking about the whole political shit to saying that for everybody, our
Ed Gein's
guest here,
political.
Chris, and
Hello.
I'll call him Chris Douglas because that's what he's professionally known as.
Garbage.
Chris Garbage.
That's my name.
Chris, the reason why Chris is here today is because Chris, and this is the thing I love about it, both of us sitting here gray-haired old fucks. Chris is a fucking a legend of punk rock
Local.
in the Orlando community,
Florida-wise.
Florida-wise. Okay, and so the story that he has to share. I've known Chris for years with Awesome and the Ass Kickers, one of the bands I'm in.
I always wanted you guys
Mars,
to play with us.
I know.
Whenever we would get shows, I would always ask specifically for you guys to play.
Yeah, I know. And we played your birthday party one year.
The birthday show.
Yeah, more than 1 year. Yeah.
And we played a couple times when you weren't even in the band. Like
Yeah, before I was in the band. Yeah,
Yeah.
when I was, because I've been, me and Johnny been friends for decades, but I wasn't moved in from Mars.
I
was in
don't
a
know
bunch of
how I
bands.
saw them. I don't know how I saw you guys, but when I saw it, I loved it. I was
Yeah.
like, they have, no matter what, they've got to open every time
Yeah.
we play. And every time we did play, I was like adamant that you guys played.
What
with
I
us.
say is, like, when I talk to people for about the era of music, the era of punk rock that you were a part of is the golden age. It's not the
I was actually Declared Ungovernable was the second wave of the golden age.
It was second wave,
We
but-
started in 84.
right, but 84 was still when it was still
Young.
you didn't know if you were going to get paid, you didn't
Yeah.
know if
Oh,
you were going to
yeah.
get
Oh,
your
yeah.
ass kicked, and then
We didn't
I
get
still,
paid a lot.
I still consider that. I consider 76 to 88 is what I consider the golden age, and the reason why is because after
I clicked
88,
back on that. I clicked back on prior to when I got into it.
Yeah.
Because it was starting to kind of fizzle a little bit around 82, 83.
yeah,
That early wave of punk.
yeah.
But then it started kicking back around, and it never really did die. But
No, but it became poppy. It became more commercial. It became more socially acceptable. When you were doing it, it wasn't socially acceptable.
Right.
In fact, it
Oh,
was
no,
looked
no,
at
no, no.
when you came into town.
we were outcasts.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. You were like, you're here to to turn our children against God.
And we were children too. We were kids.
Right, and
And we
that's what
made
I think is the
something
best
out of
part of the
nothing.
story is that you're 15 when you started touring with us.
14.
14 when you started touring. That's the part I want to talk about. So anyway, Chris, Declared Ungovernable. I'm going to play Fuck You Asshole?
Yeah, it's good.
All right. So this is from their original EP. What year did you
Don't
record
bel-
this?
We recorded that 86 going into 87 at the end.
Okay.
I was 5.
Yeah. But this is Declared Ungovernable.
Brit wasn't even born yet.
Who's a handsome fella singing right there? You're listening to Pop Culture Radio. We will be right back. Welcome back to Pop Culture Radio. I don't know what this is related to. So, friend of the show, producer of Gilbert Gottschalk's Pop Culture, I'm sorry, Pop Culture Radio. Amazing Colossal Plastic. Frank Verderosa just commented, "You son of a bitch, you had me at puppies and kittens." I don't even know what that is about. Does that relate to something we talked about for a segment?
I don't remember bringing up puppies or kids.
I don't know. It's Frank, so he might just be fucking with us. I don't know. Who knows?
Satchel was literally 15 years old screaming those leads out. And he was our drummer.
So, welcome back to Pop Culture Radio. This is, what's the name of the song?
Don't Believe.
Don't Believe. Okay, so your son typed the title wrong. So, Don't Believe. This is Don't Believe by Declared Ungovernable.
Recorded in 1986.
1986. Chris here is the lead singer of this band. And this is what's crazy about it. So, this album was engineered by
Mark Salter.
Mark Salter from Stray Cats.
Yeah.
Right. And so that's so here's my thing about it. And so when I say, you know, when I call you an icon or I call you, you know, a legend when it comes to stuff like this, and you're like, oh,
just
local.
a local scene.
Local.
Yeah, local Florida.
But no, but you played with so many bands.
Yeah.
That kids fucking buy T-shirts from at Hop Topic right now, and bands that, like, to me, like, that had broken up before I ever had a chance to go to shows. Like, you were part of a generation of punk rock that does not exist anymore. And so,
no, that does. Circle Jerks are still around.
Well, I know, but not to that level. If I go see Circle Jerks now, it's going to be in a place that holds 1,200 people.
It's a big rock.
I'm not going to see them at an armory.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And that whole generation of punk rock doesn't really exist like that anymore. And I know back at the time that you were doing it, it didn't feel like it would be what it is now. But the thing I love about it is,
I'll get into it and tell you exactly.
So the thing I love about you is when I first met you, and Johnny Dingleberry from Awesome and the Ass Kickers, a band that I'm in, introduced me to you. Yeah. And you have always been super cool to all the bands that you meet, all the kids that come up to you and want to talk to you and want to ask you questions and want you to tell stories. You've never once said, no, I don't have time for that kid.
I would always.
You've always been
and
cool.
I loved you guys. The minute I saw you, I was like infatuated. So.
But that's the thing I love about it is, like, you were there, we weren't old enough to be there at the time, and you've never, like, shied back from, like, telling stories about what it was like back then. So your band, Declared Ungovernable, from Winter Park, Florida.
Right.
Yeah. How crazy! You always hear Southern California, New York, all these big cities.
We had a punk scene in Orlando. Damage was around before we were.
Yeah.
The Bully Boys turned into a skinhead, like, white power Nazi band. But my buddy Wade and Kimball Collins, the DJ, they were in Dissent. They were in a punk rock band.
Oh, wow.
And let me just start from the very beginning.
Yeah.
I was a little scrawny, skinny, blonde-haired, bowl-cut, Brian Jones-looking kid. And I rode my skateboard around a lot. And I only lived like a half a mile from Park Avenue, which they had a big spiral parking garage, and I was living that parking garage. I'd skate that thing all the time.
Yeah.
And I had seen punks around, but I didn't know them because they were a little bit older than me. And I would see these guys mulling around the park and Park Avenue and stuff. And I knew there was a punk scene, but I wasn't really aware of it. I listened to Devo and the B-52s.
Yeah.
And Joe King Carrasco, of all things.
Still great fucking music.
And I listened to Rollins College Radio because I lived right across the lake, and you could only get it right across the lake because anywhere else back then, they didn't have any kind of transmitter.
Yeah.
So I rode my skateboard around a lot, and I hung out with my buddy Michael Rizzo, but we weren't punks, so we were just like outcast kids at Glenridge.
Yeah.
And so I'm riding my skateboard around one night. I'm 14 years old. 13, 14 years old, something like that. And I'm skating around Park Avenue, and I stumble on this show. I had no idea what it was, and it was at the Park Avenue pub. There's 7-Elevens on the corner.
Yeah.
1-2 places over. It was like a sushi bar for a while. I don't know what it is now. But they had a planter out front. And I hear this band playing. I'm like, what the hell is this? So I stand up on the planter. I didn't have the $3 to get in or $4 to get in. So I stood on the planter, and I could see the band over the crowd. And I could see them perfectly because they were just on a low little stage. And I was standing there watching. And I'm like, what the fuck am I seeing? And the kids were all singing to every song. Every word to every song, they were singing along. And I'm like, what in the hell? And it was like a total eye-opening, pivotal, life-changing
It was
experience.
a light bulb moment for you.
Completely a life-changing. Like,
That's dope.
boom.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the hell? And I didn't know the words to the songs back at that point, but I do now. Everybody does. You know, every song, every Minor Threat song.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Is you just say what band it was.
Yeah, well, it was Minor Threat, and they were. And I've messaged Ian later about this show, and he goes, "Yeah, we had broken up, but we got back together for like a string of 4 shows up and down the East Coast.
Yeah.
And the Winter Park show wasn't our very last show, but it was like second to last. So I got to see them at the very, very end." And I'm like, what in the hell am I seeing?
And now that band is a sticker on every skateboard
Everybody,
in fucking the country.
and it's funny because I fucking saw him.
Yeah.
You know, not many people can say that, but I saw him.
That's
and I'm
dope.
sitting there watching the band through the glass, and I could hear it perfectly. And then after the show, Ian MacKaye was skipping up and down Park Avenue and whistling and taunting the crowd because they were all pissed off at each other.
Yeah.
They were pissed off that they had to be in Florida. They were pissed off that whatever. And then this big, tall dude and Ian get into a fight in the street. Well, later on, Mike Watts became one of my great best friends.
Mike Watts from
Mike Watts, he passed on during one of the hurricanes. But
Mike Watt, I think Mike Watt's still alive.
no, not the band Mike Watt.
Oh,
The local punk rock guy, Mike Watt.
Gotcha.
And Juanita is his wife.
Okay, yeah, okay.
But Mike, I loved Mike. Mike was one of my best, sweetest, dearest, oldest friends.
Okay.
But I didn't know him that night. And I didn't know any of the kids that night.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there like blonde bowl cut, look like Brian Jones with my skateboard. And I'm like, what in the fuck am I seeing? Ian MacKaye's fist fighting with Mike Watt in the middle of the street. And I'm just like, holy shit. So I go home, and I'm like, just jazzed. I didn't sleep for 3 days after. I go back to school. I go, Mike, you're never going to believe what I fucking saw. And there used to be, where the 7-Eleven is, the little parking lot and the business is right behind the 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
There used to be a 12 by 12 building there, and it was a record store. And me and Rizzo started going in there and buying every fucking punk rock record we could get.
Yeah.
And I remember the first record I ever bought was the Germs EP.
Oh, wow.
The What We Do Is Secret EP. Then I bought the overproduced Ramones album, the Phil Spector album, End of the Century.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that the Ramones didn't sound like that all the time.
Yeah.
Overproduced this wall of sound.
Yeah.
But we just started buying every punk rock record we could. I bought the FU's My America. Just tons of records. I just posted all the records I used to have on Facebook. I wish I still had it.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, "Well, you can listen on Spotify." I do. Yeah. But I don't have the vinyl anymore.
Yeah.
But so we started buying every punk rock record we could get. RKL, the FUs, Straw Dogs, the Meat Men, all these bands. And I'm like, Mike, we got to make a band. And I was in the orchestra at Glenridge playing the upright bass. So I bought a bass guitar, and I could play it. I could play pretty damn good, but I couldn't play and sing.
Oh, okay.
The words wouldn't come out. The music wouldn't come out, blah, blah, blah. So I gave my bass to Terrence, our buddy, and then we started a band. And it was funny. It was called Florida's Unwanted Children. And Florida's Unwanted and Children all have the same amount of letters.
Yeah.
So we made our own, at the time, a stencil, and we spray painted it. And it was big letters at the top, F, U, and C. Florida's Unwanted and Children. Down, the letters going down. Yeah. So we wore our T-shirts to Glenridge. And guess what? They sent us home. And we're like, why? It doesn't say fuck. It says Florida's Unwanted Children. You know what that says? Both of you leave.
Yeah.
So we left. But anyway, we started this Florida's Unwanted Children. It was me and Mike and Terrence. And then after the Minor Threat show, we actually went to the warehouse a few months later and saw DRI when Kurt had the mange haircut.
Yeah.
When they were on the Violent Pacifications EP tour.
DRI is also a legendary punk band.
Yeah,
Dirty Rotten
Imbeciles.
Imbeciles. Yeah.
And that was the first show I went inside.
That's the first time you were in the audience.
In the audience, yeah. And I have a picture of it in my little bundle of shit that I gave you.
Oh, man.
No, maybe I don't have that. No, I didn't put that one in there. But
you sent me a bunch of stuff.
You could have just said Florida's Children. It would have been the exact same thing.
Florida's Unwanted Children.
No, I know. I'm just saying you could have left out Unwanted. Everybody knows.
So just for the people watching, so here's a great picture here. So this is if you see on the screen right there. These are some pictures of. And you can see them on the monitor here, and everyone watching can see. These are some pictures of that Chris has given me of old DU stuff, and so
RKL is in there too somewhere. They don't have any pictures of us playing with him. The pictures of RKL have from the night before.
Oh, there we go.
That's RKL right there. So, that's Jason Sears.
And so, what venue was that at?
That's in Coco.
Okay.
Melbourne, Coco. Jen from the Jenna Tortures is in the crowd at that show.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she was in it. She's in the crowd at that show. That's Jason Sears. We got to play with them the very next night in Tampa.
So is the arrow on you?
But let me get backtracked to that.
Sorry.
So we had Florida's Unwanted Children, and then we started. We didn't play at the warehouse as Florida's Unwanted Children. We didn't have any connections to them yet. But then we got Marco from the warehouse. Our drummer, Marco Quintana, was like 30 and we're all 15. We're actually 14. Me and Rizzo were 14 at the time.
Yeah.
Me and Rizzo and Terrence were 14. And Marco had a Volkswagen Bug. And we could get every piece of equipment and all of us in the Bug.
Oh, my God.
And we would show up. We played parties. We played at the clubhouse where all the Full Sail kids live now.
Did you ever play a bar mitzvah?
No bar mitzvah.
Okay, that'd be
we played at a skateboard contest one time.
Yeah.
Out on a ramp out in the middle of Tuscaloosa, which is all houses now, but back then it was an orange grove.
Oh,
it's all houses now, but it used to be an orange grove back then. And this kid had a ramp out in the middle of nowhere, and he's like, "Dude, can you guys come play?" So we played, and Jen from the Jenna Torturers, her boyfriend was the bass player from Jerry's Kids in Albuquerque.
Yeah.
So he shows up and he's skateboarding while we're playing.
That's awesome.
Out in the middle of this orange grove in the middle of winter.
Yeah.
With a generator. So every time we stopped playing, you'd hear. So we played apartment complex, clubhouses, house parties, everything.
Anywhere that would let you play, you played.
Anywhere and everywhere. But then we had Florida's Unwanted Children. And Satchel and Bo Malin had, what the fuck was that band called that they had? Sewerside Rogues, SSR, Sewerside Rogues.
Okay.
And they had their band, and their band broke up the same time Terrence Smith moved to Miami. So our band kind of broke up, and their band broke up at the same time. And we sounded twangy and shitty and dorky, and so did SSR. But the minute we hooked up with Satchel and Bo, boom! It just like lightning fucking struck. And we played and played and played and wrote music and wrote music and wrote music. And we were Florida's Unwanted Children. We kept my band name. And then my mom, who was very violent and abusive to me, cold in winter, hot in summer, no food, no sheets on our beds, only clothes we had are clothes we got ourselves. She beat the living fuck out of me with a belt all the time. I said, fuck it, I'm out of here. I'm just gonna fucking split. So I just took off, and I was staying at Rizzo's house, and then she threatened to have me declared ungovernable. And I would have been a ward of the state and had to live in juvenile detention until I turned 18. But the social worker said, I have to come to your house to do a home study. No sheets on the bed, a mattress on the floor, no food. When I'm talking no food, no food.
Damn.
My buddy Florida Dan, who was the roadie of like a tons of band, one night he ended up crashing at my pad. When my mom was gone, what do you got to eat, kid? Nothing. What do you mean nothing? There's no food here. What are you talking about? He goes in the kitchen. Zero. Nothing.
Wow.
No food at all.
Not even a crumb.
There was a pack of ketchup from my mom having Wendy's or something.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
And he's like, shit, kid, let's go get you some food. So we went to the 7-Eleven and got like burritos or something because it was like 4 a.m. at that point.
Yeah.
So she threatened to have me declared ungovernable. And the light went off again. Bling! Hey, Mike, Satchel, Bo, I got a great name for the band, Declared Ungovernable. That's a great name. Ungovernable, yeah.
That's awesome.
So we started playing like tons of parties, but then we got our foot in the door.
Wait, more importantly, just like DRI and all these other bands, you guys became DU.
Yeah, DU.
And
Yeah.
DU is declared ungovernable.
You can't say ungovernable when you're drunk. Ungovernable. And it's funny because when I say
can't say
drunk,
it.
we were teenage kids and we drank like fish.
I can't say it when I'm sober. So.
We ungovernable, declared ungovernable. But anyway,
It's just
we
like
did-
Dave Scott, AOD.
Yeah, AOD.
Adrenaline overdrive.
DU,
Yeah. And so you guys were and so that was the cool thing about punk rock back then. You said all these bands and
DXUX.
Yes.
DU.
yeah, and
DRI.
it was cool having those acronyms that you could just draw on a fucking folder or write on your locker and shit
Yeah.
like that. And you guys had that.
Yeah, so we started playing tons. We started playing at the warehouse, and we got our foot in the door. And then we met Dan Destructo and No Fraud. We played a show with them at the warehouse. Well, Dan Destructo, one of my greatest friends since I'm 14 years old. I love Dan to death. Hope you listen to this, Dan. But anyway, Dan helped get our foot in the door in the Florida scene. And he goes, just tag along with us, kids. And we played all over the fucking place with No Fraud.
Yeah.
We played at the Cameo Theater in Miami Beach.
Yeah.
And the funny thing about the Cameo, back then, Miami Beach was dead.
Yeah.
Bag ladies, boarded up windows, that whole
But Cameo Theater is a legendary fucking place.
But it was dead at that point in time. That was not the Strip as it is now.
yeah.
And I remember me and Satchel were sitting out front, and a fucking tumbleweed rolls by. We're like, what the fuck? so we're playing. We played at the Cameo with No Fraud and like 2 other Florida bands.
Yeah.
And I remember I used to do this thing where I wrap myself with a microphone cord and hurl myself into the crowd, and they would all carry me around and stuff. So then, we played with No Fraud. We played at Rollins College. Jen from the Genitorturers put on shows there. We played with the Meatmen. And at the time, the Meatmen had Brian Baker and Lyle Preslar for Minor Threat, which I'd just seen a block away 2 years before. So that kind of came full circle. We got our foot in the door with Tim Gagnon over in Cocoa, and we played all these shows at this Ocean Club in Cocoa, right on the A1A, right across the street from the beach. We played with the X-Men from New Jersey. We played with the Rhythm Pigs. I don't know where they're from. And we played, back to the FU. The FUs were one of my favorite bands, but they had turned into the Straw Dogs at this point in time. And we were totally fanboy gushing over the FUs, which were the Straw Dogs. And they treated us like dicks. They were fucking mean to us. They
Was that the first?
Van.
Was that the first example of like don't meet your legends or don't meet your idols?
Yeah, well, they
because
were
they're gonna
absolute
shit on you?
assholes to us.
That sucks.
And so we're like, what the?
Or were you at the point where you're like, yeah, they're so cool, it's okay.
No, we
No,
were snubbed by them.
Damn.
But I will say this about that day: you get to meet your heroes, and they were dicks to us.
Yeah.
That day was like a magical day in the life of this young punk rocker.
Yeah, because you got to play a show with them, right?
Well, no, fuck the show.
Okay.
That day, I woke up with a girl. Number one.
Yeah.
She left. Another girl came to take me to Bo and Satchel's house for practice. That's number 2.
Yeah.
At Bo and Satchel's house, a third girl comes over. That's number 3.
Yeah.
We get to the show, and this beautiful, beautiful girl, Lisa Lucan, she just totally gloms onto me. That's number 4.
Yeah.
After I was done with her at the party after the show, another girl, that's number 5, and she ends up coming back to Orlando with me. So that was my record, 5 in one day. Like bowling pins, knock them down and set them back up.
And you're not,
So you were living the rock and roll
rock
lifestyle.
and roll completely. And we probably didn't get paid that day.
Yeah, and you probably didn't make any money on the show, right?
But we always, because Bo and Satchel's mom was an artist, and she taught us how to make our own screen prints, our own T-shirts, and she let us practice in the house. And years later, after we practiced all, like, girls, sex, drugs, parties, skateboarding in the house, it was horrible. It was terrible. I go back to her when I'm an adult. I go, Peg, I'm sorry. She goes, for what? We were horrible in your house. She goes, but you boys were artistic. I taught you how to screen print. You made all your own T-shirts, and you played your own music. If you were just being assholes, I would have put a stop to it. We partied 24 hours a day at her house, and we made our own screen prints. We made our own shirts. We sold. If we didn't make money, if we're stranded, we had screen printing. We were making shirts. We'd run to the Kmart and buy a cheap pack of T-shirts and print more shirts up, so we had more money. We'd always sell everything that we had, and so we would make money that way if we would get ripped off from not playing. And
it's funny that you brought up like calling to apologize. It is funny when you hit that moment as an adult.
Oh, I know.
That you realize how annoying you were or things you were doing to other adults. And then you realize, wow, that was a cool motherfucker.
Well, Peg
we had to be annoying to them. But they were still cool about it. And it took me getting to an age and an experience level in my own life to even realize that I probably was bothering them, and they still never said nothing.
Well,
you know
Peg,
what I mean? Like,
yeah.
When I talked to Peg,
That's a
though,
cool
she was
motherfucker.
like, you boys were fuckheads. We'll tell you straight up, you were fuckheads. We had girls, drugs, play. We would come home after going to parties and stuff. Me and Satchel and Mike me and Satchel mostly, would do the scat method of making music.
Yeah.
1, 2, fuck you. And we would drive around doing that shit all night. We'd get back to Peg's house at like 3 o'clock in the morning, go in the music room and start playing.
And have an idea for a song, and so you're like,
and we would play,
out,
and she never stopped it.
That's awesome.
And I'm like, oh my God, Peg. And the girl, we had girls, oh my God, drugs, girls. And she never stopped it. And so
God bless Peg.
Peg was instrumental. Yeah, God bless Peg. She was very instrumental. And then their father, Jim, Peg and Jim were never married. They were 60s hippies. They had these 2 kids, Bo and Satchel, and they always got along, but they were never married, and they lived separate lives. Yeah. And Jim had a house over by where the warehouse used to be on Philadelphia Street. It's not Philadelphia anymore. Bo and Satchel's cousin owns the house now, but Jim had a house there, and he had the recording studio set up for us, and we would record music there, and that's how we knew Mark Salter, who did the recording for us.
And Mark was a roadie for Stray Cats?
He was a road sound guy. And
so he's the guy. Okay, so that's even
if
that's
you look
better.
up Mark Salter.
When for those of you listening, so when a band goes on the road, and this goes for any concert you ever see, when a band takes the stage, you hear the sound and you see a guy behind the mixer. It's a different guy for every band.
Yeah.
Because every band has their own guy who mixes their sound. And I know Brit, she's shaking her head because Brit is a studio and a theater geek here, and you know how important it is to know the music, because that's how you know how to mix it. When this part gets loud and that part gets soft, and so that's actually cool.
So Mark is English, and he was friends with the class. He was mates with the Clash.
The Clash.
And he was
damn it! How did you turn it up a notch? So
he was friends with the Clash.
The Clash.
He was friends with the Stray Cats when they were in England.
Yeah.
He was friends with Big Audio Dynamite, who was the Clash later.
Yeah.
But Mark was friends with Jim. It's all family. They were all family. But anyway, they called us "you little shower of shit." And we bought a 4-track Nakamichi, which was a high-tech thing back then in the 80s, and we're trying to make this tape, and Mark's like, "You little shower of shit, let me help you, boys." And we recorded.
Yeah.
And it was funny because I don't want to say this.
Say it.
Mike
Yeah.
Rizzo, my best friend since junior high school.
Yeah.
Satchel is a musically
And I just want to say
talented
also Mike Rizzo.
genius.
That I love Mike because Mike is a guitar tech.
Yeah.
And I build guitars, and I know how to build guitars. I know how to do so much about guitars, but Mike knows the little things.
Yeah.
He knows the fine touches and stuff.
Yeah.
And he's so fucking cool.
He's got a business too,
to
by the way,
teach
if
me
you
shit.
need guitar work
Orlando
done.
Guitar Repair.
Yeah.
He does repairs and setups and stuff. And Mike, never one time have I ever said, "Hey, Mike, I got this problem." He always goes, he tells me how to do it, and he'll show me how to do it.
Yeah.
And he's not ever been like an elitist, like, well,
No,
bring it to me. It's going to be $75. No, Mike, he shares his fucking knowledge. I love that fucking guy.
So
yeah.
on the EP,
Yeah.
Mike's playing rhythm guitar. Satchel's playing all those blazing leads.
Yeah.
Satchel's playing the drums too.
Yeah.
Bo was the fucking worst bass player in the goddamn fucking world. Mike played the bass on the EP.
Oh, so
And
he never played on the EP.
Bo, no, he played. He recorded. We didn't use it.
But you didn't use it.
We didn't use it. So, they set a studio up for us.
But
And-
he can still always say he was in DU.
Yeah.
Did he play on the live shows?
Yeah, he played live. Yeah.
Okay.
But it was horrible.
But he was but he wasn't
Yeah.
but he wasn't on the record.
Down in the mix.
And when I say record, there were actually 7-inch vinyl records of this.
There was 7 inches. They were all gone. They were gone instantly.
Yeah, and
then
those
we
are the
made
hardest things.
And then we made cassettes.
Yeah.
And that's the music that you hear there.
Yeah.
Somebody somewhere in the world of the interwebs
Yeah.
had that cassette, and they were putting all obscure, rare shit to digital.
Isn't
And
that
that's how we found that. And
so you didn't even have a copy?
no, it didn't have a digital. It wasn't
No.
digital.
Okay, so here's what's cool about this. This is what I love about the punk rock community. Tape sharing and 7-inch records. That's what it was back then. You were
But I'm
either
talking
trading
now.
tapes. Yeah. But the
Yeah.
thing is, you didn't have a copy of your own fucking
we had
record.
we had the cassette. No, I didn't have the vinyl anymore.
Oh, you had the cassette.
I had the cassette.
You had the cassette, and the
but
cassette,
the cassette
is what
was
you
from
used-
1984 or 5. So you could only play it like one time before it would be like self-destruct.
Yeah.
So somehow somebody put that on digital land.
Shout
And we-
out to those people that
we
do
got
shit
it.
like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Because even there's a
that
there's
that
someone,
preserves history. Because now I have it. I didn't put the one song that I fucking hate on there. There was one more song, and we were starting to at that point in time get frazzled with each other. They wanted to play more crossover rock metal shit, and I didn't want to. And I came up with this song that I wanted. And I came to them with my song and said, I've got the lyrics. Let's just record this. They took the main guts of my song and put it in this dumb instrumental that they had put. And that was the end of it for me. I'm done. Fuck you. But
No, but go back to what you were saying. This is what I love about what you're saying.
Yeah. Shout out to everybody that takes the time to put stuff on the internet for people to come back and be like, oh, holy shit, it's there. It exists forever now. Somebody
what kind of
the one that, real quick, the one that stands out to me recently, as in recently in the last couple of years, was someone completely digitally remastered all the Fleetwood Mac stuff.
Yeah.
In like 2021 or something.
Yeah.
And it sounds so fucking good.
Yeah.
Like a lot of that older stuff you go to play like in my car,
like the Peter Green
like
shit,
on a real
yeah,
system,
yeah.
and it's just so hollow and not colorful. So
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's just really weak.
Yeah.
And then people come in and not only upload the stuff, but they remaster it and adjust all the levels, so it's like fucking sounds like, you know, something from an orchestra. You know,
through Jim Mallon, we made practice tapes and shit all the time.
Yeah.
But he had one left. And the EP is short, but the practice tape is like 45 minutes long. And we had song take 1, song take 2, song take, and you could hear us laughing and joking around in the background. And it's faster and it's more raw, it's more live.
Oh, so do you have the whole practice tape?
Rizzo has it, and he doesn't know where he has it. I gave it to him. We were trying to put it on digital, and we couldn't find anybody to put it on digital.
No, but that's the whole tape with you guys joking in between?
It still exists, yeah.
That's fucking awesome.
And you can hear us joking and laughing, and yeah, we're a shower of shit. Like, you could hear us all laughing and joking and stuff in the background. So, yeah, let's get back to some shows. Jen from the Genitorturers did a radio show at Rollins College.
Yeah.
And she booked several shows at Rollins.
Yeah.
The Meat Men won. Got to play with our here. Like Minor Threat was in Meat Men at the time. Got to play with them. Who else? God, there was 3 or 4 shows we got to play with them.
So also I want to point out what's really cool is Rollins College, for those of you listening, is pretty much like it's a really elite
prep
university.
School, preppy, yeah.
It's a prep school in the Central Florida area in Winter Park. Like it's one of those schools
Jen
where
was there for pre-med.
But the thing is that they socially they've always had these really cool
college, especially Rollins, has always been on the artistic side.
Yeah. So
I remember the first
when
night
I met Henry Rollins.
Rollins. I was at that thing.
Henry Garfield.
Yeah.
I met him when he did a speaking engagement at Rollins College in '94.
Yeah.
And so it was a place where it's like you could come and do a show like that, right?
Yeah.
And so having the Meat Men, who, by the way that most of the audience will
I still
know
talk
the
to
Meat Men
Tesco V about that
is
show.
when you listen to the Nirvana Unplugged concert.
One down, 30 out, one down.
Where the fans go and they died and don't go in heaven when the angels cry. The Meat Men. No, that was Meat Puppets.
No, that was
the
Meat Puppets, not the Meat Men.
But anyway, so that era of punk rock where it was like punk rock going into grunge was the Meat Men were part of that.
No, they weren't part of that grunge shit.
They were right before it.
Yeah, but anyway, it was Lyle Preslar and Brad Baker were in the Meat Men at the time when we opened up for them at Rollins.
Okay.
So Jen
I'll take you back. This is the first album you ever bought. I'm vindicating myself real fast for that faux pas. You bought the Germs album,
the EP. Yeah,
the Germs
What We
EP.
Do is Secret. And I've talked to...
And the lead guitar player in the Germs was Pat Smear, who is in the Foo Fighters now, and also he was in Nirvana, so...
I chat with Don Bowles on the interwebs all the time, the drummer guy.
Yeah. I'm learning all kinds of shit, because I wasn't a punk guy, you know?
So
I'm a
Pat
rock
Smear,
guy.
the Germs were fucking incredible.
Yeah.
And so when Geffen Records said to Kurt Cobain, hey, if you're going to go on tour, you need a second guitar player, and he goes, okay.
Pat Smear.
I'm going to hire the guy from the Germs, and they're like, they don't play music anymore.
It was
and
just because his name sounds like Pat Smear.
I'm going to call him. No, he's like, I'm going to call him. So he hired Pat Smear because he was in the Germs. Pat Smear is 10 years older than every member of Nirvana. Like, Dave Grohl's like, what, 55? Pat Smear's like 64?
Older than that, probably.
And so, so he hired him, Pat, to join Nirvana for the In Utero tour because they were like, we love the
Foo Fighters.
We love the Germs, and then he became a Foo Fighter because Kurt Cobain was like, we're fucking giant Germs fans. Yeah. That guy doesn't have a job.
So is he the guy that maybe wrote the riff for Everlong? Pat Smear?
Could be, because Everlong was written by the full band. The first album was not. The second album was. So who knows?
But we would have all heroes and anti-heroes. We opened up for the FUs, which were the Strawds at the time, and they treated us like dog shit. We were total fanboys, and they treated us like garbage.
Yeah.
So then we got to open up for RKL, which is like the Rich Kids on LSD. They are fucking great. They're my favorite band to this day still, period. We got to open up for RKL in Tampa. And when we show up to this club, it was called Teens. And they had an inside thing, and then they had an outside courtyard that was fenced in. And we get to the show, And of all fucking things, the Melvins were tagging along on their very first tour.
The Melvins.
The Melvins were tagging along with RKL. They were lost, out of money, broke, and they weren't even supposed to be there at all. And they were tagging along with RKL, and RKL was like, look, just let them play. We're going to pay them out of our money. Just let them play. They ended up opening up for us.
And by the way, also callback, the Melvins are one of the bands that inspired Kurt Cobain to start Nirvana. Like, that was one of his influences going way back to, like, the 7-inch, like, punk and doom. They call it doom metal now?
They were horrible. They got booed, shoes thrown at them, beers thrown at them.
Yeah.
They were horrible. And they were playing at a punk show when they didn't really belong there. It wasn't their genre of music. It was just noise.
Yeah.
So anyway, we get to this club, and the owner of the club is like, oh, man, my air conditioner's broken. We're going to have to cancel this show. Because it was summer, and it was like 150 degrees out.
Jesus.
So I look at Jason Sears. I'm 16, 17. Jason Sears is one of my fucking idols. I look at Jason. I'm like, fuck, let's pick all this shit up and move it outside. He's like, yeah, let's do it. So DU and RKL are picking up the stage and moving it out back, picking up the PA, moving it out. We hooked up the lights. We did everything for this guy. And the Melvins sat there with their thumbs in their asses watching us do it. So
Of course.
they had to play first. We played second, and then RKL played.
Wait, so Melvins open for you?
Yeah, the Melvins opened for us.
That's cool.
And
The Melvins open for you.
we blew their fucking ass off the fucking stage.
That's awesome.
We were extremely tight and extremely fast and hard at that point in time.
Yeah.
And we blew them off the fucking stage. So, but they sat there and watched us do all
What
this
year
shit.
would you say that was?
80.
7?
Oh, shit. No. Before that, Satchel was actually in England with his father hanging out with the Stray Cats and all those fucking, like Mark Salter.
Yeah.
So our other drummer was our drummer at the time. So we had this other drummer that we had. Satchel wasn't even there that night. It was me and Mike and Roger and Bo. So we played this show, and we were fast and tight.
So what do you think, like 86, 87?
Not 87, before that, 85.
85? Wow.
I was 15, 16,
yeah,
85.
that's fucking great. So 85, that's
85,
that's way before
85, 86.
That's way before the Melvins' first
popular.
record hit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were lost on tour, out of money, out of shows.
That's
broke,
fucking awesome.
And RKL was like just dragging them around.
But still, to this day,
They
for the
opened
rest
up
of your
for
life,
us.
You can say
Yeah.
the Melvins opened for you.
yeah, they sure did.
That's
So
awesome.
and that was another instance of, sorry guys, I'm not paying you. After we fucking saved your show, we put the PA outside, we put the stage outside. Sorry guys, we're not paying you. So we sold all of our T-shirts for gas money to get home. Bo is a maniac. We had a station wagon, and then this girl that I was shacking up with at the time had a little Honda car. So it was 2 cars. Bo takes the station wagon and drives it through the fucking fence, knocks the whole side fence down, and busts the fence, and fuck you, motherfucker, and we drove off.
So
into the
here's
night.
something I want to bring
That's
up
punk
because
rock as shit.
it goes back to it goes back to that. So this is the thing I don't think a lot of people understand. So how dangerous was it to be a punk rock musician at that time?
Okay, I'll explain. We played a show, the only one show that we ever played at the
Because
Cuban
back then
Club.
you were looked at as like when you came into town,
Outcast.
it's
Yeah.
like you were coming into town to
Our
like
shows
to
were-
take all the children away from Jesus and like
Our shows were typically tight. It was a tight scene.
yeah.
Unless the skinheads were there. There was a skinhead scourge.
But it was
for a
always
while.
outside people that
Outside agitators.
Yeah.
So the one show that we ever played at the Cuban Club, because Daddy Cool in Tampa, you are a cocksucker. Daddy Cool from Tampa, No Clubs Productions, is an absolute asshole.
Yeah.
And Belching Penguins was his house bitch boy band. So
Okay.
fuck Belching Penguins and fuck Daddy Cool.
Yeah.
The only show we ever played there was all Orlando bands and the New York band PMS that was on the Donahue show because they were friends with Robin and Regina. We got the show in Tampa that day.
Okay.
After we
On Phil Donahue?
on Donahue, yeah.
Wait,
Oh, really?
Wait,
The punk rock episode.
you played
of,
on Donahue?
No. The punk rock episode of Donahue from New York Regina Smith.
They did, so Phil Donahue did an episode about punk rock.
Okay.
And it was
And
all
also,
New
what I'm
York.
saying, it was always about the episode was about how punk rock is steering your children
To
Yeah.
Satan.
Well, Regina Smith, who's one of my dear friends to this day, she had the warehouse in Winter Park in Orlando with Robin Van Arsdale. They lived in New York for art in the winter.
Mm-hmm.
No, whatever the art season was, they lived in New York.
Okay, yeah.
But they were friends with all of the New York scene.
Yeah.
Agnostic Front. They were on. She was on the Donahue show.
Yeah.
But anyway, the
probably,
chicks.
like Cro-Mags and bands like that.
Yeah. Well, Robin had the Agnostic Front come down, and it was a whole total. I don't give a fuck. Agnostic Front was a skinhead band in the very beginning.
Sure, yeah, absolutely.
And they deny it now, but they were white power. They were total Nazis.
Yeah.
But anyway, Regina was on the Donahue show with PMS.
Yeah.
These chicks, pre-metal syndrome.
Yeah.
And these chicks were all like punk rock girls. So they come down, and we played like 3 shows with them when they were here. And one of the shows was in Tampa at the Cuban Club. And that was the only time we ever got to play at the Cuban Club. After the show, before the show, there used to be a skateboard park in Tampa called the Bro Bowl. I think they still have it, but it's been updated.
It's called Spot now.
Okay, well, it was called the Bro Bowl back then. And a bunch of punks were there skating early in the day.
Yeah.
And a bunch of the guys from the projects came and fought the kids that were the punk rock kids. Mm-hmm. So Big Spat breaks out and done, and it's over. The kids from the projects decided they want to come to the punk show and start a fight with the punk kids. So my little brother was our roadie at the time. We had just got done playing. Our equipment's still inside the outdoor band shell area.
Yeah.
And this fucking riot breaks out. There's like 300 punks and 100 kids from the ghetto fighting right outside the Cuban Club.
Yeah.
My little brother, God, I'm 15, so Greg's 13, Satchel's 13. They were friends in school. We're all little kids, and this riot's going on. Bottles, bricks, fighting, blah, blah. So then the fucking cops come, and they're shooting tear gas.
Oh,
Boom,
Jesus.
boom, boom.
Oh, man.
So the punks start throwing the tear gas back at the cops, and meanwhile, we're loading our gear out while this riot's going on, and we're running in and out of this riot with our gear, trying not to get in trouble and trying to get the hell out of there.
Yeah.
So we get the car loaded up, and it was funny because I remember as we're running.
This is the Volkswagen that you're loading up with?
No, the station wagon, the big
Okay.
station wagon. The Volkswagen was with Marco, and that was for Fullers on one of the children. Bo and Satchel had a station. They had a station wagon.
What was it like a
big
country
Buick,
squire, like
Harry
a
and the
big
Hendersons.
Buick Roadmaster.
Yeah.
yeah, the big old school
Wood
station
panel?
wagon.
Wood panel?
Took them off. It was all just blue. We spray painted them.
Okay.
But so this riot's breaking out. My brother's 13. I go, Greg, stay in the fucking car. Don't you can't get arrested. Stay in the fucking car. Hide. Duck down in the car. So but we're loading our equipment. Takes us 2-3 trips each to get our shit into the car. And I look, and there's this punk with a big mohawk, red plaid pants, punk rock uniform, Doc Martin, the whole thing. And he's in this car with this chick bumping the car up and down. So I pound on the fucking door. I go, hey, there's a fucking riot. Really? Yeah. And he jumps up and runs out. And he gets into the riot. So years.
He went straight from fucking to fight.
Yeah, he
fighting in
left.
the riot.
He's pulling up his red plaid pants, running to the. So years later, now Facebook times, I'm reading this friend of mine on Facebook. His name's Dede Essig, Day Essig, whatever. Still a punk rocker, still wears the uniform, old cat, spiky hair, whatever. And he's writing this story about the night the riot breaks out, and somebody bangs on the car door. Hey, there's a riot, and he had to zip it. I go, dude, that was fucking me, man.
That's great. That's awesome.
So that all went full circle. Oh God,
That's great.
And then I remember there was a girl. Girls everywhere. There was a girl from Tampa at that show, and she took a picture of me that's on that list. I'm sitting there with my hair and a red flannel shirt. She takes this picture of me, and she blew that picture up the size of your wall. And she had it in her dorm room in Tampa.
you remember which picture it was?
I'm sitting there alone with
you
a
know
red.
what?
I've got long hair. I'm sitting there alone against a wall with a red flannel shirt on. I think I put that picture in there.
It's funny because we talk about my bulge occasionally. This motherfucker looks like he's got 2 summer squashes shoved down his shorts. He's talking about all these women. It's kind of obvious why.
So this wait.
Yeah, that one.
That one.
She takes
okay.
that picture of me. Her name was Gray Valente.
Okay.
And she
you
had
know what year that was?
85, 86.
Okay. And what city is that in?
Tampa. That's Tampa.
Okay,
That's at the
Tampa.
Cuban Club. That's at the Cuban Club.
Okay.
The outside thing at the
I'm
Cuban
waiting
Club.
to see the picture.
Well, it's on the screen.
There
right
it
here,
is.
so, yeah.
I'm a cute, sweet little boy.
Oh.
Yeah.
There
So
we
anyway,
go.
she
And you said she blew this up and put it on her wall in her dorm?
blew that thing up the size of that wall.
Oh,
and she had it on her dorm room. And the poor girl, she was so fucking sweet. Yeah, there it is right there.
Yeah.
So she totally gloms onto me. And she's in college. She went to some college in Boston. What the fuck school was it?
There's a lot of colleges in Boston.
She went to some fucking school in Boston. And her roommate died. So
Oh, God.
they let her cool off, take a semester off. She's down in Tampa where her parents lived, going to classes at New College when I met her there. Her parents were out of town, and she goes, hey, you want to come back to my house with me?
Oh, my goodness.
Well, of course I do.
Yeah.
So I'm a teenage kid, and she's in her 20s, and she takes me back to her parents' house, and we spent like 4 days and
I'm just
marital
a
bliss. So anyway, she takes me back to Orlando, and that's before cell phones and internet and all that shit.
Yeah.
And I didn't think I was ever going to see her again. And a month later, I have this other girlfriend, and she's at my mom's house, and we're scrounging up food to eat. And the chick shows up at my mom's house, and I got one girl in the house. I'm like, oh, my God, these girl problems I've got.
Poor guy.
So, yeah, I had to send Gray home, which was a big mistake because Gray ended up being a lot better than the girl I was with. But, yeah, so.
I can tell you, I've only witnessed one Riot concert, and I actually had to work that concert. It was the Dropkick Murphys. And the stage that they were on, now, for some reason, this stage was worse than the stage we put together for the first concert they had in a different college.
Yeah.
And it couldn't hold how many people they wanted to bring up, because usually, like, during the last few songs, they bring
They're
up
like shipping out to
everyone.
Boston, and they're getting
Yeah, and they bring everybody up, and we were like, don't do it. But there is, like, a mosh pit going on, and you have, like, ambulances and everything. And I remember walking past, like, all these people who are getting fixed up. Like, one girl's got a broken leg. This one's holding, like, ice to her face. This one's got a bloody nose. Everybody's bleeding. I'm like, I love your music, but I am so glad I am not over there, because I would die. And mind you, my boss, who had me, like, setting up the stage, when we went to take it down, he took our forklift and attempted to take one of the towers down off of the stage.
Yeah.
And fucked up the field, the baseball diamond that they were playing at, by digging it into the grass in the dirt, trying to take that down slowly. I'm like, I love that I'm a woman and I think better than you guys, but I can't say shit because it's not going to work.
Well, I remember I was always climbing on shit and jumping off shit.
Yeah. Man, there's a picture. Here's what's funny to me. So, like,
there's a picture of me on top of the crowd at the Henry Rollins show
the
with
picture
MIA,
of you in the air, right? I think this is it. Yeah,
no, that's Mike.
Hold on. There's a picture of you in the air.
That's at Penrod's in Daytona, the one on the crowd. But yeah, I was always my friend Florida Dan, who was the roadie for Dag Nasty, Doggy Style, the Descent. Oh, he was the roadie for everybody. We came up with this thing where he would put his hands together and hurl me into the crowd.
Oh, like
back
the
then,
flip in a pool, like where someone jumps off your hands.
Yeah, well, back then I'm only fucking 90, 100 pounds, so there would be a slam pit, and Dan would hoist me and throw me into the air, and I would fly up on top of the crowd. There I am singing. There's Bo. There's me and Mike. That's one of our warehouse. That's at the Cuban Club. That's at the Ocean Club.
You're gonna see a bunch of them flashing through because I'm clicking
the
through
Cuban
all
Club
of them.
stage was really cool.
Because I'm trying to find
that's
that one.
RKL in Tampa.
There's one picture.
So that's you with the blonde hair?
No, that's Rizzo.
Okay.
There's one picture of you where it's like you are like literally
on top of the crowd.
Yeah.
That's it.
There it is.
Wait,
right there.
Which one?
No,
That
back.
one. You just passed it.
Go back one.
Go back. That. Nope.
No.
The other
No.
direction.
Yeah, you got to go backwards.
The other direction. You just passed it.
Hang on. All right. This one?
No.
Nope.
No, it was past that one.
No.
No. You had it. I don't know.
Well,
where it
it's
went.
because there's a delay. So
There's
he's
a delay.
like a little
Yeah.
bit behind.
Yeah. So look at the screen
Hold
right
on.
here.
You're almost.
There's me and Rizzo. That's at Glenridge when we were like 13.
This one?
No.
No.
Is it? No. Look here. Look here.
Yes, that one on that.
This one.
Oh.
This
on
one.
that screen.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
It'll catch up eventually here.
Yeah.
That was at the Rollins thing before the Rollins band when he had just quit Black Flag.
Okay.
And they played in this cage. And
Yeah.
there it is.
There it is.
Yeah.
So that cage had fencing on it before that picture. And MIA played in the cage, no problem. The Descendants played in the cage, no problem.
Yeah.
Short Dogs Grow played in the cage, no problem.
Okay.
Henry Rollins gets in that cage and goes, I am not a caged animal. And the drummer and the bass player at the same time go, bong. I am not a caged animal. Bong. I am not a caged animal. Bong. I am not a caged animal. Bong. Faster, faster, faster. He starts pulling on the fence. We start pulling on the fence. The fence rips down, and then they start playing, and the crowd erupts. And it was like Tasmanian devil.
So here's the thing. This picture, right? It'll come up on the screen in just a minute.
That is prior to when we saw
This
me.
is and listen, I can tell you the first time I ever met Hank was in the 90s, right? And so the thing I love about Hank is so Henry Rollins, who refers to himself as Hank, he calls himself an aging alternative icon. And that's what I think is so funny about it. Is because, like, when he talks about stories of these and, like, what you're talking about, and he's like, back in the day, and, like, back in the old days when we were all trying to, like, you know, just make our way and, like, make our way through things. And he talked about how, like, RuPaul, he was a giant fan of RuPaul.
Yeah.
From the, like, Atlanta drag scene. And he's like, RuPaul reached out to him and he's like, and RuPaul said, hey, I have this show. It's called RuPaul
Drag Race.
No, but he was like,
Prior
it's like, I just interview people in their cars while we're driving. And he goes, okay. He's like, what's the deal? And it's like, oh, just you while you're driving, like, on your daily. And so he goes, RuPaul shows up and goes, all right, so we're just going to have an interview. And Henry's like, we're going to the post office. We're going to this. And it's all right turns. And RuPaul's like, no, I mean.
That motherfucker got us blacklisted. He showed up to Orlando with Kira Black Flag.
Kira,
the bass player.
The bass player,
and they were fucking horrible.
Yeah.
They played slow and they played dirgy. They didn't play the real Keith
Yeah,
Morris
yeah,
kind
yeah,
of Black
yeah.
Flag. It was shit.
No, yeah.
And he picked fights with the crowd all night.
Yeah.
And
God.
if you look at the American Hardcore documentary that came out a few years back, Kira's talking, I don't know why everyone always fucked with Henry. Well, they show a video clip of Henry fucking with people in the crowd.
Yeah.
And so that was his shtick. So
Super confrontational. That's what he did. Yeah,
he
exactly.
fucked with us all night long.
Is he
at
missing
EA.
an arm, or is it just the way the finger?
No.
No. Sitting back. But he fucked with the crowd all night, and my buddy Nick grabbed him by that long, pretty hair.
He was trying to pick
pulled
fights.
him
Yeah,
down
that's what he
and
did.
Bitch slapped him.
Yeah.
And then he runs off, and that's the end of the show. Then his roadman, the road sound guy, was trying to load equipment out, and some skinheads beat the guy up really bad. Put him in the hospital.
Not
and then
his,
he blacklisted.
Not his fault. Not his fault or his problem.
No. But he blacklisted us after that. We didn't get shows in Orlando for like 2 years after that. And SNFU broke that picket line.
Yeah.
And they came to town and just killed it. And he's like, I don't know what the fuck Henry was talking about. You guys are great. And they played a killer show.
Yeah.
And then, God damn, all the fucking shows.
So let me ask you this, but like before, because I know we're getting to that point where we have to take a break.
Yeah.
So, my lifelong favorite when it comes to this genre and like what I do, the Ramones.
Yeah.
They're the greatest band that ever lived, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what interactions or involvement do you ever have with Ramones?
Well,
Like back
now
in
you
that
say
day.
that.
Like back in that day.
Oh, he's about to
I'm gonna
squash
have to
your.
drop a load here.
Oh no!
We're
all about loads on this show.
It never crossed. We never
You guys never crossed.
never crossed. Now,
Because I know they played Visage like three times.
they did. They played Visage. They played EA, I think, once.
Yeah.
Fast forward to now, they're all dead and gone, broke up, except for Marky. And I shouldn't say this.
Uh-oh.
My former best friend, Rizzo,
Yeah.
now puts on a fucking wig. He's 6'2", and he plays in the Morons, whatever, and they play Ramones songs at half speed of the album. They play the live. The Ramones were kick ass. On the albums, they played slower, so the Morons play slower.
Yeah.
Rizzo's 6'2", and the Joey Ramone character in the band is like 5'5".
Yeah.
And they all wear wigs, and it's just fucking embarrassing. And
okay.
Rizzo is in a band with Dave Gage's widow called the Tchotchkes.
Yeah.
They play country, pokey, poppy music, and it's cool, whatever. Once Rizzo started playing shit with the fucking Maroons, I'm done. I'm like, okay, DU's over, no more. Me and him did it together, and now I can't ever play with him again because he puts the fucking wig on, and he pretends to be Johnny Ramone. Johnny Ramone was 5'9", and Rizzo's 6'2". Like,
I'm gonna say though, you say that, but listen, the hardest thing to come by is fucking friends that remember you back then. So
yeah, but it's integrity, man.
I know, but it'll come back around.
Minor threat. They all hate each other.
But I was going to say, it's punk rock to be infighting,
threat,
right?
I know.
all hate
Yeah.
each other,
No, it's the
but-
most punk rock thing in the world
Is to hate your friends.
Yeah.
So I just can't. And
I
it's
have
like,
a question, and it's how different is it to play bass and guitar?
It's pretty different.
a monkey could play bass.
very different.
A trained monkey can play bass. I could play bass.
Well, what's the difference between the two?
Look at all the strings on the guitar.
The
Look
guitar
at
has
the
more
string
strings,
on
and
a
you're
bass.
also playing a lot more notes.
And
like,
on
in
bass,
the-
you're
like-
only playing one string. You're fretting one string at a time.
Yeah.
On
Guitar, you have to hold down
guitar, you're
chords.
fretting multiple
Yeah.
strings. Okay.
Okay.
Are you trying to figure this out because you want to do a band?
No,
So me and my son are trying to put a band together right now. We have a name for the band, Stopoach.
Was a
My daddy had an old country store in Oviedo when I was a little kid.
yeah.
And Lump, Chick, and Bo Peep, the Bostons, they were all like 350-pound big black dudes. And they would sit
I
on
know-
my daddy's stopoach every day after work.
No, I was gonna say I knew it was store porch. I knew it.
They'd sit on my daddy's stopoach every afternoon and drink beer. They picked celery and watercress and something else, turnip greens or something, and they stunk. And they had BO, and they smoked these big fat cigars, and they drank beer, and they all sat on my daddy's stopoach every
They
afternoon.
had the best stories ever.
And so Lump, Chick, and Bo Peep, I got
Yeah.
a song about them sitting on my daddy's poach.
That's fucking
My daddy's
awesome.
stopoach, drinking
this
drinking
sounds
beer
like a story that
and smoking
Owen
cigars.
would say.
Fuck yes.
And then Oviedo has those chickens that run around town.
yeah,
now.
Yeah.
The Oviedo chickens. There used to be a restaurant in Oviedo called the Fin and Feather. I think them chickens got loose from the Fin and Feather, but that damn place been closed forever. So we're trying to
listen.
put this country punk and bluegrass band together, and we've talked to a few people, and everyone can't get anybody to do anything. But me and the kid are sitting there writing songs and stuff. So
That's fucking awesome.
I want to show you that cover on the break. To see if you can play it.
Listen, let's take a quick break. Do you want to pick a song from the DU EP?
Tell your lies. Don't know. What songs are on there?
Don't follow, escape. Fuck
Escape.
you, asshole.
Play Escape.
Escape. All right.
This song's about my mom beating me up.
You started fucking singing the guitar melody. That's great. And dude, let me tell you how fucking timeless this sound is.
But we were children when we made this.
I know.
And we wrote all the songs ourselves. It's original.
When you're like 15,
you listen to Pop Culture, and we will be right back. Welcome back to Pop Culture Radio. So this is Declared Ungovernable. Laugh at you. So is this EP available anywhere?
No, it's not.
That's
found it.
So crazy. Listen, dude, I will fucking put this EP out for you.
I found it
But, like,
purely by happenstance on an internet search. Somebody had recorded it and put it on digital. Someone like California or something.
So like you don't have a copy of your own EP anymore?
I don't have the cassette. I don't have it. Maybe the cassette, but I don't. I found it on digital.
Okay.
And we left the instrumental song out because I hated it.
Okay.
But everything that I actually sang on is on that EP, and just by happenstance I found it.
So, but you don't own a copy of the EP that you recorded anymore?
Not the vinyl. The vinyl was all gone.
Dude.
And
if you own a copy of the vinyl, it's worth a shit ton of money at the point.
It was the little one that you played on 33.
7-inch. Yeah.
And we made a handful of those, and they sold out really fast.
Yeah.
Then we made a bunch of the cassettes.
Yeah.
And they all sold. And me and my teenage, hey, we sold all of those.
You didn't keep anything for yourself.
They didn't give me a fucking dime. And they were all pissed off at me because I was pretty much done at that point in time.
Yeah.
And I asked for some money. Hey, we sold X amount of vinyl. We sold a shit ton of cassettes. We sold them in Europe. We sold them all over the place. Oh, well, we didn't make any money and you don't get anything.
Did you guys play in Europe?
No.
Okay.
We never left Florida.
But you sold all the records
everywhere. Yeah,
Europe.
Maximum Rock and Roll back in those days. You put an ad in everything.
Okay, so hold on 1 second. Maximum Rock and Roll, for those you guys who don't know, that was like the Rolling Stone for if you're not
punks. Yeah,
and like that was for punk rock, right?
And every page had the Florida punk scene, the Idaho punk scene, the yada yada. And Buddy Bass from Melbourne used to put shit in there all the time. And then we put an ad in there and sold shit tons of stuff.
Yeah,
but I never saw a dime of it because they were all pissed off at me at that point in time.
But what we're playing right now was at one time a 7-inch vinyl,
7-inch vinyl, and a cassette.
Right.
And we didn't make many of the vinyls because it was a little bit more expensive to do.
But what I'm saying is you don't have any copies of any of that shit left. All you have left is what I have here digital.
I put it on an iPod of all things when I got it.
Yeah.
And then my kid took my broken iPod and was able to get the songs off. And then when he put it all on digital, I'm like, scrap the instrumental. Fuck that. I don't want to ever hear it again. So that's not on there.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, I'm listening to it and I'm going, this is fucking great. Like, we gotta listen, we gotta fucking at some point distribute this.
You gotta revive the fuck.
We have to revive it and make sure that DU ends up on these fucking platforms, dude.
Rizzo has the practice tape.
Listen, what you sent me is enough for me to make sure that I can distribute.
You can have it.
What you sent me, I can fucking put it out for you right now.
Yeah.
And I can make sure it ends up on a platform.
Well, Josh Dobbs.
So that you don't ever have to. Dude, I love Josh Dobbs.
Yeah.
I know Josh Dobbs. But what I'm saying is, there's no reason why somebody can't go on fucking Spotify right now and type in Declared Ungovernable.
It ain't on Spotify.
Record,
I know for a fact it's not on Spotify.
I know. I will put it on there for you. But I'm saying
have at it, man.
there's no reason why someone shouldn't be able to type that in and this comes up.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, it's funny.
Listen.
You listen to it now, and it's
Downplay it all you want, but you guys are part of a fucking scene.
We were a local Florida band, yeah.
I know, but you're part of a lot of shit.
You're not that local if you sell in Europe.
Yeah, you beat me to it. That's what I was about to say. Like, you can't sell merch in Europe.
They sold everywhere
and claim you're only local.
Yeah, you can't just
may not play shows.
We almost broke into not being local, and it's purely my fault. we were playing Satchel and Bo's cousin Sean, who was a sound and lighting tech. He got an Emmy for being on Breaking Bad.
Oh wow,
Sean Mallon, and he was also the sound and lighting guy for the Muppets.
Okay, yeah,
and then after Breaking Bad, the other show,
Game of Thrones.
What? No, after
Better Call Saul.
He was sound.
Yeah,
he was on set. So he still lives here in town, and he's a lifelong friend of mine.
Yeah.
But he lived in Milwaukee with Di Kreutzen.
Yeah.
And we used to play all the shows with Di Kreutzen.
Yeah.
So then, Greg was like 13 and I'm 16. We were supposed to go back up the East Coast with Di Kreutzen.
Yeah.
We had done Tampa, Cocoa, and then Jacksonville.
Yeah.
We drove all the way up to Jacksonville and played at this little shithole called the Cod Chapel.
Yeah.
It was a 7-Eleven. And it was packed to the gills. You couldn't move 2 inches in there. And my shtick was I'm always jumping.
Yeah.
Always jumping. I jumped into the crowd in Tampa, jumped into the crowd in Miami.
Yeah.
I jumped off of when the Bad Brains were playing, I jumped off the sound and lights into the crowd at the Cuban Club.
By the way,
25 feet up.
Just think about what you just said for kids who are punk rock fans. When the Bad Brains were playing,
yeah,
I jumped off of the PA speakers.
No, the lights. I climbed.
Think about how many kids. Hold on. Think about how many kids who are listening who know who the Bad Brains are. So, by the way,
Dr. No opened up for them. Kyle Toucher.
The Bad Brains were a Jamaican punk rock band
from DC.
From DC in the 80s.
Yeah.
So imagine
prior to Minor Threat,
you're into punk rock.
Yeah.
You're black. You don't see anybody who looks like you.
Yeah.
But and then the Bad Brains.
Cranking it.
And then the Bad Brains, who are fucking legends.
I climb up
and
the
you
speakers
just said,
and I jump off.
While the Bad Brains were playing, I jumped off.
Jumped off the light bar. So not to be upstaged.
Think about what that puts you into, like this scene, this time, man.
Mike Rat from Rat Cafeteria was working the stage that night, and I told him what I was going to do, and he goes, "Do it." So I climb up the speakers, walk out on the light bar, and jump into the crowd. I'm fucking 30 feet in the air, and I jump into the crowd, and they catch me.
Yeah.
So fast forward to going to Tallahassee with Di Kreutzen on our third night out, and then we were supposed to go up the East Coast with them.
Yeah.
And we're teenagers, and my brother's like 13.
Yeah.
So we're in Tallahassee, and the Cod Chapel has a stage that's literally as high as that chair. Mm-hmm. This real small stage. It's in a old 7-Eleven, and it's packed to the fucking gills.
Yeah.
And I'm playing. I do the wrap my fucking head with the microphone cord and hurl myself into the crowd, and they split like the Red fucking Sea. I jump into the crowd, and you hear the microphone hit the floor, boom, and I hit my head, and I get up, and the fucking knot goes like Bugs fucking Bunny.
Yeah.
And I don't know how I finished the set, but I finished the set. And I walk out to the car like a fucking zombie and crash out. I pass out. And back then, you weren't supposed to let a concussion victim sleep.
Right.
But I passed out. So I wake up 2 days later in a crash pad that Bo and Satchel's dad had in Gainesville on a couch.
I love the fact that nobody took you to the hospital.
My brother's 13.
I mean, I partied like that, so I know. Like
we were supposed to go up the East Coast and do our first official real tour with Ike Kreutzen.
Yeah.
And I get concussed 3 days into the tour, and I wake up like 2 days later on a couch in Gainesville.
So,
and I look around and go, "What the fuck?"
I remember you telling me a story before. Is there a story? And I think you've told me this story before. Is there a story before where somebody told you about like a week's worth of shows that you had played and you didn't remember playing those shows?
There's lots of shit like that. There's a bunch of shit.
Okay.
What about,
hold
on. I thought the whole point of the story you were working on though was to get to. You said it was your fault that you guys didn't end up being.
It was my fault.
Playing in Europe
it was the crowd's fault for not catching me, but it was my fault for getting concussed that we didn't finish our first official tour.
Okay, so
we were supposed to tour with Ike Kreutzen on the Ed Gein tour.
Yeah,
and we did, like I said, we did Tampa. Fuck, where else? Maybe was it Orlando, Daytona, Melbourne, Tampa, Melbourne, and then we went up to Tallahassee. Mm-hmm. And the Tallahassee show was probably literally like 3 weeks after I jumped off the fucking stage at the Bad Brains show.
Yeah.
The cool thing about doing that stage dive off of the light stack, Dr. No, the punk rock band with Kyle Toucher.
Yeah.
Not the singer not the guitar player Dr. No, but the Mystic Records Dr. No.
Yeah.
They played, then the Bad Brains were on stage, and I climbed up the stage and jumped off. So not to be upstaged by some punk rock kid in the crowd, HR does the same fucking thing I did. He climbs up on the thing, climbs out onto the speaker, the sound, the light bar.
Yeah.
Jumps up in the air, 25 feet off the fucking earth, jumped up in the air, does a backflip and lands with his knees on the light bar, hanging upside down with those dreadlocks flopping everywhere.
Yeah.
Dun, and then flips off of the light bar back onto the stage, and the crowd's going crazy.
Hell no.
And that's when they started doing reggae songs. And I remember they're playing punk rock, and all of a sudden the lights come on, and it's all bright orangey yellow. She was a day tripper, Sunday driver, man. It took me so long to find out. I found out. And they're playing this mellow fucking dude.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that's right after he did the crazy flips.
The backflip.
That's so gangster.
That's
and then
crazy.
Another crazy Cuban club memory. GBH was playing. Mind you, we weren't playing because we weren't allowed because whatever. But GBH was playing, and my friend Paul, who's now deceased, got on the bottom of this big slam pile.
Yeah.
And Colin from GBH jumped down off the stage, pulls Paul out of the pit, pulls him on stage with him. Get my mate a beer, somebody. And they give him a beer, and he sits up on stage for the rest of the show.
Wow.
And then
That's really cool.
Years later, when they played at the bar in my neighborhood where I live now, I saw him, and I'm like, hey, man, you saved my friend off the slam pit. Oh, yeah, I remember that. I go, let me get you a beer. How about a wine cooler, mate?
You have a Zima.
And then, speaking of fast forwarding, before Jason died from RKL, they played in Lawrence, Kansas when I was living in Missouri. And I drove out there and saw them. And when I see them, I walk up, I go, Jason, you probably don't remember me, but we played at that show with you in Tampa, and we moved the shit outside. Oh, man, he hugs me and treats me like an old friend. Not like the fuckheads and FUs, but he treats me like an old pal. And all these kids are looking at me like, wow, man, he's somebody. And Jason was like, yeah, man, I remember that show. You do 1,000 of these things, but you remember the one where you got to move everything outside.
Yeah, but dude, here's the thing. You need to understand that you are somebody.
Ah, man, I'm a nobody, really.
No.
Local Florida band.
Chris.
Dan Destructo is somebody because they kept after it.
Okay, listen. You need to understand the fact that you're not just a nobody. Like, the story you're telling right now, listen, do you understand how many kids are listening to this right now?
Yeah.
That are fucking kids who, like, idolize
weren't born yet. Yeah,
that era of punk rock, and they weren't around then.
Well, one last thing. Let me get it off my chest.
Hold on. Do you understand that, like, that era of punk rock?
Yeah.
Like, and this is the reason why, like, me personally, like, as, like, a punk rock kid.
And I found it purely by accident.
I know, but as a punk rock kid, this is why I fucking love you, is because you were there for it.
I was in, like, the second wave, and we were a
I know,
nobody
but
band.
you were there, and you were at these shows, and you were playing these shows,
cool thing
and
is
you were doing this shit.
The cool thing is we made something out of nothing.
Hold on. Chris, stop discounting yourself. Stop, please. Stop.
I'm trying to be humble,
yourself.
man. I don't want to be.
I know. No, I'm
Literally.
not asking you to be a rock star. I'm asking you to stop discounting yourself.
Yeah.
And just admit the fact, dude. Like, hey, you were a band at that time.
Yeah.
That was part of all this, man.
Exactly.
Yeah. Just admit,
we
man,
saw a lot of stuff.
I was there. I did that shit. You know?
Well, I want to, before I end this cool, thanks for having me here tonight thing.
Thanks for coming.
Years later, somebody said, hey, we ought to have an Orlando punk rock reunion. And along the way, several times throughout the time when I left the band, they kind of reformed as a metal band without me. But then me and Rizzo started hanging out again later. Yeah. And I'm like, Mike, let's put the band back together. Oh, no, I've moved beyond that. That music's so blah, blah, blah. So he always didn't want to do it. But then we got asked to play, 2000, I think, something like that. We actually did it. Same was a baby. 2002, 3, 4. So we got asked to play again at the Orlando Punk Rock Reunion. So we got back together. We had John Wells, the Asian dude, play bass. And Satchel was supposed to come down from Georgia to play drums. And he DUI'd himself into the hospital. So then we were like, what the fuck do we do now? So Jerry Proctor was in town. He's a drummer out in Las Vegas. He's a drummer for every band in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
So Jerry came, and literally the day before the show, somebody says, you can practice at our house, my house. I've got all the equipment you need. Come to my house and practice. So we showed up. He had a PA, drums, everything. So the four of us worked out the set real fast, and we played the show. It went off pretty good. No complaints. Average. So then, Mike, let's keep doing this. This is fun. So then we got Mikey. Rizzo knew Mikey from like one of the guitar stores. Mikey came and played drums, and then we found John Lane. Good, solid bass player, John. John comes, and we get this, and we play 2 or 3 shows with Rat Cafeteria twice, 2-3 times with Rat Cafeteria from Tampa. My best buddy Mike Rat from Tampa, longest thing. So we play like a handful of shows with that lineup, and then Mikey's like, "It's too fast. I'm not good enough. You guys are. It's not my thing." So then John says, "My buddy TJ is a really good, solid drummer." So TJ gets in the band. So John and TJ were in, what was their band called? This is so embarrassing. They were in another. They had their own band for a long, long time.
Okay.
They joined our band, and instantly, it's like the first time when me and Satchel and Mike and Bo played. It just meshed.
It felt like you were 15 again,
but better.
Yeah.
We didn't have the physical prowess to jump and run around and stuff, but musically, that was the best incarnation of the band ever.
Nice.
Yeah.
John and TJ, and then me and Rizzo, and all the stuff on YouTube that you can watch of us is that lineup.
Yeah.
And it just meshed. The four of us meshed.
So let me ask you, how does it feel when younger bands come up and want to talk to you? Because I know personally,
It's the same. I'm like, oh, come on, guys.
I know, but like.
Well, I love you guys, and I wanted you to play with us whenever we had a chance.
When I talk to you and I ask you to tell these stories, it's because like I wasn't there, man. Like you were there, right?
Yeah.
And so, and that's my question: is how does it feel to you when younger bands come up to you and ask you to tell those stories?
Well, now that doesn't happen too much because we haven't been playing, and
right.
Rizzo's doing his thing, and I'm just an old man that can barely walk. But I'm always cool with people because I remember what it was like to be a kid. And when I was a dumb young kid, most of the bands were cool with us. Yeah. But some of the bands were kind of dicks, like the FUs / the Straw Dogs. But everybody else was pretty cool. And I remember prior to the internet, the X-Men from New Jersey, we were pen pals with them, and whenever we made shirts, whenever we made the vinyl and we sent to them, and they would send us shit, and we were pals with them for a while. Yeah. And then you lose contact. You don't have the internet. You don't have cell phones. And I had a notepad with all the names and.
But have you made? Have you accepted the fact that like you're part of a generation of punk rock that does not exist anymore?
Yeah. I mean, watching Mike Brown's recent podcast of Damage, this is kind of filling in the blank for that period of time because he had one view of it, and we have a little bit different, but we were all at the same time, the same coming up the same time. And I think the only show we ever played with Damage was at the Cuban Club. Yeah. But we were pals with them. I was at the Space Fish shows all the time when he had the Space Fish Club. And so, getting to play again, we actually played for a longer span of time once we reunited as old men, but we didn't do as many shows. We would only play like 1 or 2 shows a year. And, I got a kid, had a wife and a kid. Now I just got the kid. Yeah. But Rizzo's got stuff going on, and John and TJ got stuff going on. So we got to play with the reincarnated version. We got to play with at the Springer. Who's that shit?
Rumspringa?
What?
Rumspringa?
No, the band from SSD.
You played for
we got to play with SSD.
Yeah.
At the back booth.
Yeah.
We got to play with No Fraud. We got to play with No Fraud again.
Yeah.
And it's funny. No Fraud was playing at Will's Club.
Yeah.
Will's Pub.
And I didn't know about the show.
Yeah.
And I see after the fact, I see a video. Dan has the fucking DU T-shirt I gave him in the 80s still. And he's like, oh, yeah, man, I got a whole collection of T-shirts, and that's in my closet, man. Yeah, I wear it all the time. And I see him on stage wearing a DU shirt of all fucking shit.
Like fucking 40 years later, still wearing the shirt. Yeah.
So he's wearing our shirt from literally. It wasn't a new one. The new ones that we made to give away and sell. Yeah. It was one of the old ones, and he used to have an old one.
That's awesome.
And in one of those pictures, I'm like fucking high as a kite or something, and I've got the shirt that Jason gave me from RKL.
Yeah.
And I know he had one of our shirts because we swapped.
Yeah.
But I've never seen a picture of him wearing it.
That's fucking great.
But yeah, so
I just hope you understand, like when you messaged me and you said, "Hey, I'd like," you messaged me and you said, "Hey, I'd love to
get
come
this
on
done.
your show," and you said, "I have a story and I'd love to fucking tell it."
Yeah.
And so you wanted to come on here and tell your story, and
it's told now at this point. So
but the thing is, like, man, I think you have to accept, and I know you don't want to because you're humble. You have to accept that, like, you are part of something that people are still to this day talking about.
Exactly.
And whether you want to admit your involvement in it, you have to accept the fact that you are part of a movement that people are still fucking chasing today.
And, purely by happenstance, my dad lived half a mile away from Park Avenue. I always used my skateboard down there. I stumbled on the Minor Threat show.
Yeah.
Then one night, we had Florida's Unwanted Children. We didn't have DU yet. And I'm sitting at the bus stop.
But who saw Minor Threat?
There's a bunch of kids there that night.
I know, but how many people can
nowadays,
say they saw Minor Threat?
But I didn't go in. I stood outside and watched.
I know, but that's what made fucking DU a thing, was from you.
Yeah, no,
day.
when I saw that, I was literally a gromity, Brian Jones-looking kid. I had a blonde bowl cut, had my skateboard, and I stood on the planter and I watched, and I was just blown away. It was a total life-changing experience. Seeing those guys, and what the hell? What the hell is this? Then watching the fight outside. And then 2 years later, opening up for half of them with the Meatmen. And it's funny, to this day, Tesco V still remembers that night. And I bring it up to him occasionally on Facebook. He wore white platform boots, a purple gorilla suit. He had a white motorcycle helmet, the old school one, had 2 dildos sticking out of the sides. And on the back, it said Helmet O' Love. and Brian Baker and Lyle Preslar from Minor Threat were in the Meatmen in that carnation.
That's amazing.
Oh,
And to bring it full circle, those gentlemen invented OnlyFans.
But Tesco still remembers that to this day.
That's fucking amazing.
And like, so we didn't. Me and Mike did not want to just sit idly by and watch it. We wanted to be in it. We wanted to be part of it. And we literally made something out of nothing, because
what else are you going to do?
Yeah, we made our own music. And it was funny because I played the bass, and I was a shitty musician in the orchestra. I couldn't read music, couldn't play the bass. But I had an electric bass, and I could thump that and play it. But I couldn't play and sing. So me and Mike would make music by me playing the bass and him singing. And then when it became Declared Ungovernable after Florida's Unwanted Children.
Go ahead. Sorry.
When it became Declared Ungovernable, then me and Satchel and Mike would sit and I would scat the music to him. Literally, all that shit that you hear there was me going, Mike, play this. Bum, 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 bum. And we would sit there. And then Peg, like I said, was instrumental about it.
Yeah.
She let us play whenever we wanted. Yeah. And then, fast forward to all the new shows, getting to meet you guys.
Yeah.
Being old and now putting it to bed, and the book's closed. But yeah, it was great.
Thank you for closing
Number
it here.
one. Number one.
Cool.
The book's not closed.
Oh, back open.
Because you need to write the book.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Your next album's something out of nothing.
No, listen. You need to write a book.
Yeah, I've tossed that around, and I've been told, you guys were no, blah, blah, blah. And I don't mean to sound shitty, but Dave from AOD was like, dude, don't steal my thunder. I just wrote a book. So
Dave's book is great.
Yeah.
But
see, they did a
different
lot
story
more
from
than
you
we did.
guys.
Our book would be like thin compared to his.
I mean, it's still a book.
It's
It's still a book, man.
It's better. To me, it's better that I get it out here with you.
I appreciate that, man.
It's recorded for posterity. I pretty much said everything. Try to remember anything we missed. I think we got it, man. I think the book's shut. So we were a blip in history, a local Florida band, and Dan Destructo,
a local Florida band that found themselves in the center
at the
of
right
a hurricane.
point in time,
and sold in Europe.
In the center of a hurricane.
But Dan Destructo was instrumental in getting us out there, and now he still is playing. Dan's like 60, and he's still out on the road playing with all new people, and he's still playing.
Yeah.
But Dan could write a book, not me. I can do this for you, and this is my contribution to your podcast, and I'm glad to be here.
Well, dude,
you.
I love you, Chris.
Yeah, I love you too.
Thank
man.
you.
Yeah.
And as soon as I saw you guys, as soon as I saw Dingleberry, I fucking loved it. I'm like, every time we play, I want you guys to play with us. So yeah, I loved it. I just still love it.
I thank you so much for that.
Like Stopoach. I'm trying to get you guys to play in Stopoach. Like I want.
Dude. I'll call Dingles.
I've said, look,
whenever you want us to play, man, we will be there. We'll do it.
I got a whole book full of songs that me and Sam have been writing.
Yeah.
Oviedo chickens, man. Don't you mess with them Oviedo chickens, baby. them birds is for looking, not for cooking.
I've almost ran over some Apopka chicken.
I was going to say, it was like a pop.
I got my dad. I got the lump chicken Bo Peep sitting out in front of my daddy's stove, drinking beer and smoking cigars, baby.
It's actually the Burger King peacocks, not the Apopka peacocks.
Chick and Bo Peep.
I got
a
you
whole
might
book
know
full-
about that. You know, in Apopka, there's a Burger King, right? And then behind the Burger King, there's a shit ton of peacocks.
For 40 years
Yeah.
now.
For
there's
40
been
years
fucking
now.
You know where else there's peacocks?
We're-
In Conway.
oh, yeah.
In Conway, they got a whole neighborhood.
You
full
try
of
to
them.
go through this fucking drive-through at Burger King, and your fucking
gotta
car
wait.
gets swarmed with peacocks.
Mind you, at my wedding, my mother was like, "I've never seen a peacock here in Florida," and I'm like, "How have you not
They're
seen
everywhere.
a peacock?"
She hadn't
yet
gone to
in
Burger King.
Florida?
Genius Drive in
So-
Winter Park has them.
There was one in a tree
Yeah,
calling
the
out
one
for the
I
others, and we
pointed
made
out.
everybody. My
Over
mother
in Conway,
doesn't walk well.
there's 10,000 peacocks in Conway. I was doing an appraisal over there, and we literally saw like 2,000 chicks, the little bitty ones that look like kittens, running around.
Oh.
Like they're everywhere. over
at
there.
their wedding, I was pointing out this peacock because, like, peacocks are flightless birds, and I knew they would jump up in lower limbs and stuff of trees. This peacock was like 60 feet in the air in an oak tree. I never knew they went that high.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I got a great peacock story. I had this girlfriend in Missouri. We lived together for a while. She had a friend that had a vase full of peacock feathers.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
And in Missouri, I was a fucking Bukowski drunk. We show up at this chick's house, and I just commenced to getting fucked up. Yeah. And she had this big vase full of peacock feathers. So I started putting all these peacock feathers in my shirt, sticking out.
Oh God.
I grew up in Winter Park where they had fucking 1,000 peacocks. And I'm running around her apartment with peacock feathers sticking out, and I'm jumping off of her couches and knocking shit over.
Oh my
and Jackie
God.
was so pissed off at me. You motherfucker, you've destroyed my friend's apartment with all those peacock feathers.
Oh God.
That's great.
That's
I'm
fucking great.
screaming like a peacock.
So Bushey sent me a song. So Bushey, this is a cover, right?
Yeah, so this came out of
set
nowhere.
this up.
I'm
Tell me why you want me to play this.
So I was just death scrolling, just
Yeah.
scrolling videos and shit, and all of a sudden this song comes up, and it's a song that I've always thought is fine, but I was like, whatever. And then it's a cover by someone that you would not expect to do a cover of this type of song. There's a young black gentleman with beaded, is it beaded dreadlocks or is it just beaded hair?
I don't know.
But regardless, he looks like Lil Yachty, kind of.
Okay, all right.
And he's doing Avril Lavigne.
Oh shit. Okay.
And I was like, God damn it, I fuck with this. Like, it's so good. And
My
then-
kid knows all that stuff. Like,
Okay.
he would know it for sure.
so this is it.
Sam
is
A,
it,
I love
Barry,
you, Sam A.
The artist name is Barry Hendricks.
Barry Hendricks. Okay.
Chill out, what you yelling for? Lay back, it's all been done before.
Dude, he sounds smooth as shit.
Wait until he gets to the da-na-na-na-na,
You would see
Bro, this goes so hard.
you the way you are.
What?
Wait until you get to the part where, the main...
And you're
No,
Look at that.
me one-on-one.
All gold teeth and shit.
Somebody else, round everyone else, watching your back like you can't relax. Trying to be cool, you look like a fool to me.
That dude looks tough as shit to be doing this.
Why'd you have to go and make
And it hits. It starts banging right here.
Yeah,
Like,
it's fucking bass as shit.
wait, here's the best part coming up. You ready for it? So good. But you feel the pain there for a second.
That's fucking great.
Dressed up like you're someone else.
I've never heard of this guy before, and I'm definitely going to be looking into what he does. I was so impressed with it because it doesn't sound like overly auto-tuned or anything either. Like I did.
No,
So you would consider this like a guilty pleasure for you?
I listen to
What I think is great.
My taste in music is ridiculous. I listen to mostly rap,
Yeah.
but I actually started, like you were talking about your concert experience and it was mind-blowing.
Yeah.
I went and seen Slipknot before they blew up.
Yeah.
Like, it was like, oh, hey, there's this band that plays in cool masks.
Oh.
That's all I knew. Had never heard a song. And then I fucking see Wait and Bleed, you know, and I'm like, oh my God, this is the greatest thing, you know, ever. And so I was really heavy into like the, you know, Korn and Fear Factory and Sepultura and stuff like that. And then all of a sudden, I just kind of switched to where I started listening to rap and 3 6 Mafia and all this Bone Thugs and Harmony and,
also,
and Twista and Busta Rhymes.
If I can just say, I think that hip hop and punk rock have a very similar lineage.
Yeah.
Because punk rock became like the outliers of rock and roll and the especially the post rock and roll disco movement in the late 70s.
Yeah.
Punk rock came out of that, and then hip hop became the same thing out of the like R&B and soul scene, and then sort of like hip hop became their own thing out of that. So and when people go, oh, they're hip hop guy or rappers being inducted in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and I'm like, of course, because they're punk rock as fuck. Like, that's the punk rock of that genre.
Yeah.
You know? And I'm like, do you remember the first time you heard a rap band?
I remember the first rap song I ever heard.
What's that?
Don't touch me, 'cause I'm close to the edge. Trying real hard not to lose my head. It's like a jungle sometimes. I wonder what I keep from going under. That was the first rap song I ever heard.
So do you remember hearing the Beastie Boys?
I heard the Beastie Boys first when they were a punk band.
Yes, that's what I was going to say. So
I had that EP at one point in time that they made when they were a punk band.
Yeah.
And then I was kind of, what's this? When the Airplane record came out, I'm like, whoa, they did a big switch.
Yeah.
And then we went and saw them live, and Murphy's Law opened up for them.
Yeah.
And Murphy's Law was a punk band when we saw them, so we got to see Murphy's Law playing with the rap version of. I never got to see the rap version live of the Beastie Boys, but I had the record first.
Yeah.
It's funny because you got a punk icon in here, and then I play a fucking Avril Lavigne cover by, you know.
But you know what?
And well, it's just funny because you asked me, like, is this your guilty pleasure? Like, I can see
I'll tell you,
like,
do you have
what
a guilty pleasure of music?
But no. But
course,
the thing is, I will go from, like, in my car driving, I'll go from 3 6 Mafia to Harry Nilsson to Fleetwood Mac.
This is gonna blow.
You know what I mean? Like, I jump all the.
This is gonna blow all of you away.
Yeah.
My current favorite band
is
the Innocence Mission.
Okay.
And they're so melodic, and the girl sings like an angel. You can't understand what she's saying,
but just the tones are pleasing.
But it's mellow, and there's one song. And they play like the same chord over, and it's real melodic, and it's like a trance. And every time a new record comes out, I'm like, yeah, I'm listening to it. But they were a indie pop band in like the 90s.
Yeah.
But they've shed that, and now they just make music in their own little living room. And it's so melodic and so.
You know who that is for me is Glass Animals.
Okay.
Glass Animals makes some like really wild, interesting kind of like instrumental, but just pleasing to hear.
It's Karen Paris, and I think it's Don Paris.
So for me, that's like on the same scale, Billie Eilish.
Okay.
Yeah.
That to me is like so. My wife introduced me to Billie Eilish, but I watched this video of her and her brother talking about building their tracks.
Yeah.
And like where she's like, oh, this crosswalk in Australia is really crazy sounding, and so I recorded that, and that became my hi-hat for this song.
Yeah.
And like when I watched them building their track, and I'm like, that's fucking cool as shit. Like that's like home recording and like this dope ass like taking it back to like the zero again.
Yeah.
And so that's why I'm like I'm a huge fan of, and then I'm watching a video of Rick Beato on his podcast interviewing Maynard James Keenan from Tool, and he's saying, asking, "What do you listen to?" And he's like, "I don't know who anybody is or who anything is." He's like, "I just hear music," and I go, "Okay, that's cool." And then Maynard from Tool says, "What is that?" He goes, "Then I find out that is Billie Eilish." He goes, "I'm listening to her new record, and I'm going, this is fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Who the fuck is doing this?" And then they go, "That's Billie Eilish." And he goes, "And this is pop?" And they go, "Yeah." And he goes, "And this is like what the kids are listening to?" And he's like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
Like, he goes, "I had no idea the kids are listening to this shit." And that's what's cool to me about it. Is like, whenever it's like left of center and like you're doing something different that's like not what everyone else is doing, that's what I think is fucking great.
Not this year, but the last 2 years on Spotify, I was the Innocent Submission #1 listener in the world.
Oh, wow.
That's
you do all the tracking.
Yeah.
I was like 0.00001 of their listening base.
Great.
That's fucking awesome. Yeah.
So the way I got introduced to music is that my Aunt Nancy in California, she originally started in Chicago, being part of Warner Brother Records.
Yeah.
And then she moved to California, and every time I go out there, she'd bring me this box of just whoever is under
like
her.
all the new artists and stuff.
All the new artists
That's
up and
dope.
coming.
You had like a Columbia house that you didn't have to pay for.
Exactly. So I would like I had Twista, I had My Chemical Romance, I had Seal, I had like all different.
Did your dad ever beat you up over a record?
No. my father,
Mine did.
My father did not let me listen to certain music in his car. So the way it went, right? If I was in my sister's car, we listened to like Tiffany, Madonna.
Yeah.
If I was in my brother's car, it was Nirvana and Korn and Metallica, stuff like that. With my mother, it was like Kiss Went Away. We're listening to the Pop and NSYNC and all that. My father, it was like 1950s. We're listening to, you know, all the oldies.
Hello,
Elvis
my baby. Hello,
and,
my honey.
yeah, and stuff like that. I like the only song he allowed me to listen to in his car once was Who Let the Dogs Out. I thought that was like the cutest song ever. When he did find out that I was listening to like Eminem and Marilyn Manson, he was like, "That will never be played in my house." And I was like, "Oh, okay."
What's super tame compared to what Chris was doing back in the day.
Well,
Yeah.
I had the FU's My America album at my dad's house. And he went in snooping in my shit and saw the lyric page. What the fuck is this? And he grabbed me by my throat. My dad was really physical. He almost won a scholarship, pro contract and scholarship for playing both football and baseball.
Oh,
He
goodness.
picked me up by my throat, lifted me off the ground, and slammed me into the wall. Why I read these fucking lyrics? What the hell? One of the songs was Choir Boy. Sean's athletic, so you know he's not gay. He's an excellent student in every way. But on Friday night, he goes and beats up punks. I'm a jock, you motherfucker. And he picks me up and he's like slamming me.
Yeah.
And he gets this far and he's screaming at me like a drill sergeant and shit. I'm like, ooh.
Yeah.
Like, it's a song, bro.
Exactly.
Calm
like,
the hell down.
right.
Oh, yeah, but he broke the record and shit. Like, you're not listening to this anymore.
Well,
That's
I think I told you guys before. I fucking like my birthday and Christmas are close together, so I'd always like combine presents.
Yeah, my brother was the same way.
And the 1 year I wanted these Pioneer speakers with 15s and everything, you know, badass Pioneer speakers, and they were expensive enough I could get one for my birthday and one for Christmas.
Yeah.
So I got those, and then my buddy across the street brought over Marilyn Manson's album with the beautiful people on it and shit like that. And we were jamming out to that. My mom heard it, and she fucking came in, she broke his CD, and then fucking took the speakers and never gave them back. Ever.
Oh, God.
I wasn't ever. They just kept them and put them in the living room. That was their speakers now.
Well,
And it was, here was the funniest part. The neighbor across the street was pissed the fuck off that my mom broke the CD that she bought for her son.
Oh my
So
God.
my mom ended up having to rebuy the CD to get.
My first CD I bought, I think I told you guys this before, was Kid Rock, American Badass, and it had the middle finger on it.
Yeah.
And I showed my mother, I was like, look what I got, it has the middle finger. Like, I was so proud of myself, but I knew if I ever brought that to my father's house, he would have literally, like, broke it, ran over it, tossed it out the window of the car.
Saying that, let's let this be the story that we end the show with. So, Chris.
Yeah.
What was it like being a punk rock musician in the 80s? Like, what did you have to think about going into a city, going into a show? Like, how did you have to approach that?
Well, we were really young at the time.
Yeah.
And some of the places that we would play at were like, no, you guys can't play. You're just kids. I'm like, just pay us and we'll leave. But a lot of the times we'd go down to Miami and it was cool. Everywhere we went was pretty cool. And the only really riot thing that happened was in Tampa. Everything was pretty cool everywhere we went. But you don't get paid tonight, you get paid the next night. You don't get paid tonight, you get paid the next night.
Yeah.
But we were pretty industrious kids, and we sold a lot of T-shirts back then.
Yeah.
So we always had money. And gas was, I don't know, 45, 59 cents a gallon back then.
Yeah.
So you sell $25 worth of T-shirts and you can get home from wherever in Florida.
Yeah.
So, and we played a lot of shows and we had a lot of fun. And like I said, we made me and Rizzo, partners in crime, I got to say, whatever he's doing now, whatever. But we literally made something out of nothing. We didn't just idly sit by and watch. We participated. And I got to meet RKL, my favorite band ever in the world. Got to hang out with them. Jason remembered me 20 years later. I mean, it was just cool. And
I have to ask this because, in my opinion, greatest band that's ever lived. Did you ever get to meet any members of Ramones?
No. We were never on that. They were already a pretty big band when
they were past that point, right?
They were already past the CBGB's point, and they were playing big shows, and we never crossed paths with them. But we got to meet the Meat Men. To this day, I still talk with.
Still incredible, but
and we got to play with RKL. We got to play with the Straw Dog fuckers.
Yeah.
No Fraud was really instrumental in us being a band. I mean, really, we probably wouldn't have gone as far as we did without No Fraud.
Yeah.
But we also had the tie-in with Sean Mallon, who was friends with Die Kreutzen, and he got our foot in the door with those cats. So we got to play with them. And we were just teenage kids, man. And
I think that's the wild part to me is
that's what's crazy. Yeah.
So when from the start to the ending it was what 14 to 16, 14.
I was 14 when we first started, and I was like 17, turning 18 when I finally said I'm not playing.
That's crazy to have that happen that young.
But we played all
and to be
the
like
time.
50 years later or 40 years later. Sitting in a room
and then
with
we did it
us right now telling this story.
And then we did it for another like 15 years when we were old men. But we didn't play as often, but we did it for a longer span. And once John and TJ came, that was the true fruition of what we should have sounded like.
Yeah.
And Josh Dobbs was like, you guys have to come and record as the new DU.
Okay, so Josh Dobbs, hold on, I have to say this. Josh Dobbs produced so many Awesome the Extra.
Yeah.
So the Awesome and the Extras record, the last one, Lucharoos, he produced that.
Yeah.
And so that's the guy that like in town. So he came to you guys. So he produced like some recordings for you guys.
No. Well, he wanted to, but we never. He asked me several times, "Can you guys get in here and play?" And I'm like, I don't have any money to pay you. I don't know, fucking, if you want to do it, tape us. But we never could get everybody together. Yeah. But I will say this. Recently, I did get to play in Josh Dobbs' studio. Damage, the band from Orlando.
Yeah.
They're in New York now. They just made a new album.
Yeah.
Mike Brown calls me up out of the blue and says, hey, can you guys do backup vocals for this track for me? So we're like, yeah, we'll do it. I call Josh. Can you get this thing done? Josh calls Mike. They get it all hammered out. They tell what the formats, whatever. They do all the technical, yada. So me and my kid,
So your son got to be involved in
my
that.
son got to be on the damage record.
Yeah.
Verga and my brain is not working.
Dingleberry. Yeah.
We all went in there and played it.
Yeah.
I don't know if I
That's
don't think
fucking awesome.
I put pictures of it in there. But we all sat there and we did a damage song. So then when Damage came here and played live, we all jumped up on stage and played and sang the song.
That's fucking awesome.
So I got to sing with Awesome and the Ass Kickers. And they got to sing with me. So it was cool. It was fun.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, we got to be we're on the Damage record.
That's fucking great.
Yeah.
Dude, all right, so listen, let's close it out. Dude, Chris.
It was nice to meet you, too, by the way.
Nice to meet you as well.
Chris.
Nice to meet you.
You too, boss.
And
good to see you.
Oh,
Thanks
yeah.
for having me here. And
Dude.
we at least got the story down for all posterity. So
you'll never have to tell it again?
So Dirt's the producer, but I mean, at this point, like
I'm sure I left shit out. My brain doesn't work.
I've said this to pretty much every guest because every guest we've had is awesome, but I'm always fine. If you ever want to come back, you know, and hang
Dude,
out.
yeah,
and
absolutely.
show,
Absolutely.
I love the show. Every single guest we've had is awesome. Eddie and his brother
Chris,
were great.
can you pick another song?
Oh, shit. What's there?
What's your favorite
is
fucking song?
Well, Fuck You's my favorite, and also Don't Follow Me, I Don't Want You, Don't Believe, Don't Follow, whatever Sam wrote.
We did that one.
Okay.
Did we do Fuck You?
Is Resentment on there? I resent you. You weren't there when No, we did that one. I think we did them all.
No.
What else is on there? Name it all.
Laugh at You.
Laugh at you. Laugh at your
Laugh
face.
at You. No Secret Messages.
That's a metal shit.
Rejected Youth.
Rejected Youth. We didn't play that one.
Okay,
And that was one
all
of our
right.
first songs.
Here we go. All
because
right.
Satchel had that song and SSR, and then I put new lyrics to it. So that song is literally from like 1980.
All right, you listen to Pop Culture Radio. Thank you so much for listening this week. We will see you again 7 days from now. Ladies and gentlemen, have a good night.
Thanks, guys.
Pop Culture Radio has been a weird Florida production. Like and subscribe on your favorite platform. Thank you so much, Chris, for joining us.